Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. Happy game day. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, more spins, more wins, more fun. The 2025 Wisconsin Badgers football season kicks off tonight under the lights at Camp Randall Stadium. Yes, the college football season is finally here. Wisconsin, Miami, Ohio tonight, 8 o'clock scheduled kickoff time. Might be a little bit later than that, a few minutes based on TV. ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day live from Regent Street gets the party started at 6 o'clock, and you should probably tune in a little earlier than that following the Brewers game for some expanded pregame coverage with Jim, Matt, and Molly right here on 100.5 ESPN, taking you all the way up to kickoff. The Badgers listed as 17.5-point favorites for tonight's game, according to ESPN Bet. Badgers, Redhawks, 8 o'clock kickoff tonight at Camp Randall Stadium, and into the late night hours immediately after the game, the ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day post-game show with analysis and reactions following the final whistle as well. And the whole day starts with Brewers Diamondbacks, 1:10 first pitch at American Family Field.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
There aren't any Jasons 12 and under. That's a dead name.
Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher.
How many kids do you hear, hey, Marky, it might be as almost to the point of Ruth?
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio.
You love that name so much, you don't even go by it.
On 100.5 ESPN.
If you call me Mark, I like my name. I like my name a lot.
The ESPN Wisconsin app.
Wilde and Tausch.
And ESPN Madison on YouTube.
It's Wilde and Tausch, isn't it?
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It is the Thursday edition. I'm not a doctor, but a Jones fracture doesn't sound like a good thing if you're an NFL wide receiver edition.
Foot guy.
Big, yeah, me and Rex Ryan edition. I'll tell you this, and we'll ask Tausch to do his translation, but I thought Goody's answer, I've had multiple teammates from ESPN Wisconsin comment that his answer to my question about philosophically looking at bold moves was very un-Goody-like. And I think you can make an argument that he could have shut down any Micah Parsons rumor-mongering with his answer, and he definitely did not. Edition. And the, oh, by the way, Jordan Love taking snaps, like snap the ball into his hand from under center. Still handing off on runs to the right with his right hand, which does not strike me as tenable once the season starts. Edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker. I was reading something yesterday. Lots of people listening on those types of devices. That and your, I don't want to say the other term because then it'll go off in the middle of the show like it did the other day. But people like their devices like that, even if Tausch doesn't. And, of course, everything you need, in addition to the video on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, from the all-new, all-redesigned, all-free ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Android and Apple app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And from his undisclosed location, he is the Packers Hall of Famer. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I didn't realize, obviously, a lot of news yesterday. Micah Parsons stuff. I don't know if the story actually advanced, but interesting. But I need to apologize to you. You have went into the abyss with your toe. With your toe and with what you were able to do. And now you're a foot guy. You are the Robert Anderson of sports talk foot people.
Doc. We love Doc.
So kudos to you. You've used your own. This is what's great, and this is why I love doing the show. I have my personal experiences. I kind of have inner workings on how, especially the Packers and how all that works. So you want to get that. People want to hear the experiences when they've had other people that have had it. There's a little bit of credibility. There's more, it's good, right? And you've been covering the team for 30 years. You've seen different contract things. You've seen playing time. You've seen all of it. And always I thought one of the things that you guys have struggled with in the media is injuries and feet. And what you've done over the last 3 weeks, I got to say, I don't know what the Pulitzer Prize for jumping in and experiencing to do it would get, but I'm going to give you some attaboys because you broke the news, and hopefully you didn't break a foot, on this Jaden Reed stuff. And I just want to say I was gone. Kudos to you, Jason J. Wilde. I am proud of you for doing what you've done over the last month. So thank you for your service.
Thank you for your I'm sure those are heartfelt.
I'm not as condescending as you think I'm being here. Like, I'm not.
It is
I know you think I'm being
it's just not that condescending.
But he thinks I'm being a real jerk, and I'm only being like a partial jerk.
Like
I do.
Jerk light.
Yeah, jerk light, exactly.
Matt LaFleur is at the podium. I want to thank him again for rescheduling his press conference, which was supposed to be at 8:35, which would have allowed me to attend. I don't blame him, although I did call him Ted Lasso yesterday. And then he said that he went to the players' party as Burt Reynolds. I'm not here to judge because I don't know. I have not seen photos. I did not follow up because I was trying to get to an actual question. But he had shaved the beard and he just had the mustache. And I prefaced the question with, I like the Ted Lasso look. And he very clearly wanted to make sure I knew he was not Ted Lasso, which, again, that's not his coaching style, I suppose. But Burt Reynolds, we are the kings of old references. If you go to a party with the players,
there's a 70s party. He went to a 70s party.
Like they don't know who Burt Reynolds is. They know who Ted Lasso is.
But it's a 70s party, Jason. This isn't. It wasn't like he was dressing.
Was it a 70s party? Do we have that confirmed?
Well, yes, because I saw Jordan Love and Ronica. We're all dressed up, and it said "ready for the '70s party." So that was my intel that I've done.
All right,
seems like good intel.
Well, you're a '70s party expert, like I'm a
was
foot
Burt
guy.
Reynolds. Burt Reynolds was a big star in the '70s, right?
Yeah, sure, yes, very much
Okay,
so.
so doesn't that all make sense?
It does now that I have that piece of information. So thank you for enlightening me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Be that as it may, Matt LaFleur is at the podium now, growing back his beard, so he just doesn't have the mustache. And he was, as expected, asked who will be the starting left tackle on opening day. Mm-hmm. And Matt LaFleur's response was, "We shall see next week." So I can tell you this, during the portion of practice that we were able to watch. Now, that does not include 11 on 11. So after we departed, and they ran 11 on 11 because we're into that part of the calendar now. But if they went and alternated series with the ones or snaps with the ones, we have no idea because we were booted. But when they ran drills with a full offensive line, it was Rasheed Walker at left tackle. So whether or not that sustains, whether or not that's subterfuge
Could be
to
a little
have him
subterfuge.
Could
A little
be,
subterfuge.
sure.
Love that.
So, but Matt LaFleur is not saying what his intention is at that position.
Let me ask you
right
this. What – because Jordan Morgan obviously is going to be disappointed if what you're saying is how it holds up. And, typically they'll mess with you guys a little bit, but it is what it is. If Sheed is going to be the left tackle, kudos to him, even though he missed a bunch of time. Is Jordan Morgan more likely to rotate with Rasheed Walker or with Sean Ryan? Because Jordan Morgan's not going to not play. He's going to get reps. What's the answer to that question?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. I will preface that by saying.
Well, how are their feet? How are their feet?
Foot guy.
Total foot guy. He was toe guy. This just shows your development. You started as toe guy, and now you've went all the way to Jones foot guy, which is not easy. There are a lot of bones in the feet.
Yeah.
There's foot guy.
Fifth metatarsal.
Not to be confused with foot joy. Or
not to be confused
joy,
with Jones Dairy Farm. Jones fracture, very different.
Bob is Bob.
Definitely not as enjoyable, that's for sure. Jones Dairy Farm, you're going to have a day down there now. Jones fracture, not fun.
We will get to all these things and more. Matt LaFleur again at the podium, and then they're starting practice today at 9:35, so the guys can get out of town. They have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. They'll be back to work on Monday. But look,
working on Labor Day, huh? Ain't that something?
It's a labor of love to be ready for the Detroit Lions on September 7th. There was so much yesterday between the Micah Parsons stuff, which I want to get to because I do think the non-Goody answer is fascinating to me.
You think there's some there? Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm fairly confident that there's some there. Yes. Now, to what degree? And again, ultimately, whether they're interested or not, I think Mike Florio had last night or yesterday that he confirmed pretty Ricky or whatever that guy is, Ricky Scoops, that he talked to people in the league and that there is interest. It's not necessarily as piping hot as has been depicted. But again, this all comes down to whether or not the Dallas Cowboys are stupid enough to trade a 3-time All-Pro in the prime of his career at age 26.
To one of your biggest rivals. Yeah,
correct. I don't see that. But again, I want to get into what Goody said. This, to me, though, the Jaden Reed thing is a big matzo ball out there.
Yes.
Because, look, you have
so proud of our foot guy. Jesse, aren't you proud of our foot guy? Now, would it be nice if he broke it on our show? Sure. But that's not the timing of it. And foot guy.
11 p.m., kind of a strange time to break some news. Feel like that's not a heavily
Is that what time it broke? Was 11
tracked,
p.m.?
Time.
Well,
that's when the article went up.
Sure that's that must be Eastern time.
Well, actually, who's the guy that I actually saw who broke it? I didn't even see. I didn't even see our foot guy breaking it. It was who's the guy? He's a big fan of our show.
Was that Clayton?
He's got a podcast.
Packers fan. Clayton.
He breaks stuff. He actually takes stuff from you and breaks it on his own website, which I got to tip the cap to.
Well, he breaks
Clayton.
it. He breaks it on Twitter. And again,
whatever.
Twitter does not Twitter's great for access to stuff, but I don't want to put all the information out there on Twitter because they don't pay us anything. The fact of the matter is that I found this out.
Money guy, foot guy, and money guy. Now I like that.
I am definitely.
This is being sincere. I am beaming with pride with my guy today. I am foot guy, money guy, clicks guy. What a guy. Hey, what a guy, huh? It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. Oh, we only got 2 hours and 40 minutes left. Yeah.
Here's the worst part of that.
Money clicks
Here
guy.
is the worst part of that. I looked at the clock and saw 9:13, and I was doing the math in my head. Well, only 2 hours and 47 minutes to go. We have spent way too much time together over the last 9+ years. Look, this is significant. The fact that he intends to play through this, again, I understand that I have the helicopter beat writer personality. It's totally deserved. But as we were talking about the injury, and he did not want to get into the details of it at all. That was not something he wanted to do. But when I said, this doesn't sound like something you should be playing through, he basically laughed at me. Said, hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, or whatever the quote is. I'll have to ask Clayton what the quote was, because that's where you saw it. But he said something to that effect. And the fact of the matter is that he intends to play through this. Now, speaking of actual foot guys, Dr. Anderson, who was on the Packers staff for multiple years, came on, but was the preeminent foot guy. Like, Tausch is giving me a hard time calling me foot guy.
He was the foot guy before our foot guy.
He is and was the foot guy. Like, once he came to the Packers staff, everyone and their brother who had a foot injury was then
Richard Sherman, all those guys.
Right, they're all flying into Green Bay, Wisconsin to have surgery.
Hey, quick question.
Yes.
Because we're calling him foot guy. Did he want to be, like, is he a podiatrist?
No.
Or is he bigger than
He's an orthopedic surgeon who specializes in foot and ankle surgeries.
So would he say he specializes in podiatry, or he specializes in
I don't
foot?
think so. I think podiatry is different. I think
Okay.
that's for, like, you and
All
your
right.
bunions and stuff.
Hey, well, leave my bunions out of it. It's calluses, not bunions. FYI.
So,
all right, continue.
Yes, be that as it may. My instinct is, instead of pretending to be a foot guy, I looked at Cleveland Clinic's website. That's what I did. That's the extent of my foot knowledge after I was told what the injury was.
They serve ice cream there?
Yep.
No, but they serve information, and they were cited in the story.
They guarantee you they have ice cream there too. 100%.
Yes, I assume at the cafeteria after you've had surgery, and then maybe they bring you one of those little cups that you have to eat with the wooden.
I hate those. Yeah.
Don't like the
Get a
wooden
splinter.
spoon. There gotta
No,
be something better.
Not a fan. If I may, just finish this thought so we can get to everything
we'll get
else.
to it.
Dr. Anderson actually performed surgeries on both of Paula's feet. Not at the same time, obviously, so she was able to walk around in between. But he's awesome. Like, he is one of the most phenomenal people you will meet. And if you had a foot injury, I can see why not only did you trust his expertise, but his bedside. I mean, he's a phenomenal guy. He's like Dr. McKenzie, but he specializes in feet. And so I am going to reach out to him today and ask him, because what I really want to know, because despite what you've heard in the first 17 minutes of the program, I am not a foot guy. What can you do from a shoe perspective for something like this? What kind of inserts can you put into a cleat to protect and reduce the pain that he's going to experience? How much rest, like, is he going to be on not the big Lamborghini program, but the Sterling Sharp program, which was before I covered the team, but when he had that serious turf toe issue before I was covering the team, before you played for the team, he would not practice all week long, get a pain-killing injection into his big toe on Sunday, and go and play, or Saturday, whenever he got the injection, and then go play, and then he would rest it all week long again, and then go out and play. So is that what Jaden Reed's going to have to do with this? Again, this could have been worse. The Lisfranc, which I learned more about as well, which is on
That's
the top
bone
of your
and
foot.
the bone separates. Yeah,
Yes,
bone
and that's
separates.
bad. And you end up having surgery, and your season is almost always over. Mm-hmm. He does not have that.
So obviously, you don't want to. you don't want to have feet issues. I think it's probably right there with the back as far as functioning and things like that. I don't know anything about the Jones front. I don't. I know Liz. I don't know Jones when it comes to the fracture of the foot. Is it going to be a challenge for him? Yes. For a player who has not fully established himself, and I think obviously the Packers have a general idea, but that's when he was rolling at 100%. And who knows? Again, last season, the back end of the season was disappointing for Jayden Reed. It was a disappointing finish to his season. And now you're coming into it. You missed most of training camp. You have a young hot shot who everybody's excited about in Matthew Golden. And do I think that is part of the process of figuring out if you're going to rest this thing and get it right? Because I don't know, and this is where you talking to Doc and an actual foot guy / podiatrist, how long does this thing take to heal? Because as most of us know, blood flow, that's a hard spot, right? That's the lowest part of your body, and the way you heal is with blood flow. And so that's the only part of it I know, and I just don't think it's going to get a lot better. If you're going to play and practice on it, I'm guessing that it can't get any worse, because every time you have an injury like this and you say, well, it's a pain tolerance thing or it's this, can it get worse? That's always the question that you ask. That's where your team will ask the doctors and say, all right, if it's just a pain thing, all right, can it get worse? And I'm guessing, I don't know the answer to that. That Jayden Reed got the answer that it can't, or you probably don't go through this process, especially at this point in his career and at this point in the season. How long would you be out? There's more questions to me after I saw Clayton's report on your report than what I would actually know, if that makes sense.
Again,
like how long would he be out if he just booted it up and sat? How long until that heals?
According to the Cleveland Clinic and their lovely ice cream shop, it can be a couple of months, so 8 to 9 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks or something. 6-7 weeks.
And 6-7. And he already had sat for 3. Okay, so again, this came to light. He missed the practice on August 7th, so it obviously happened in a practice before that Thursday. He did not. Then he showed up on the sideline of the Jets game in the boot. And then we talked to him after the game, and he was... And
you heard LaFleur. LaFleur was definitely more concerned than what a normal ankle or something that you're going to be out a week for. You felt that in his comments, right?
Correct. Yes. So, again, I don't know what his plan... I can tell you his plan is to play.
Yeah, I'm confused, and this is where I don't know. But if you're asking me if you sit 3 weeks, you're going to be closer to 100%, or if you're going to battle this nagging thing all year, what's the right play? I think we all would say take the 3 weeks, be ready, and then come back and have, 13, 14 games worth where you're feeling 100% rather than slogging through. Now, he knows his body a heck of a lot better. He'll understand it. Wide receiver is a whole different animal than playing O-line or somewhere in that. You need to be fully dexterous with everything you're doing, because the other guy is. This isn't a case where you can kind of plod through. You ain't got options of plodding when you're on the perimeter in the NFL. That just ain't that's not part of the deal.
I think the bottom line on this, for me anyway, is I admire his toughness, because having pushed through a foot injury myself,
you didn't even miss a week. What a competitor.
Yeah. All thanks to great care that I got in the parking lot
of
the high school.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Jayden Reed didn't get that same treatment, so that's a whole other story. I don't know if that – the bottom – you asked about, like, orthotics and all this other stuff. That's all masking. That's all, like, how do we compensate? And
sure.
A lot of times, when I ripped my plantar fascia week 1 against the Carolina Panthers, shredded it, and it was miserable. But I couldn't sleep great, but I had one of those things that pulls your foot back so that you can at least – but then when you stood up, it was stiffer than a board. You couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
It was a miserable deal, right? But then you warm it up, and it sucks. But then you throw an orthotic in to try to elevate and kind of put your foot so it's slanted so that you take a little – you're always trying to find ways, how can we still function and take pressure off of the part of your foot that is bothersome? And when you do that, you might be robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah. I do want to add this before Tausch tells us about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and that is, you can say this is crazy. You can say that he should sit out, whatever you want. I think it's important. Anybody who is questioned, because I saw a few, it's amazing when something goes viral, just the knuckleheads come out of the woodwork. You can say a lot of things about Jayden Reed, including that this is ill-advised. You cannot question his toughness. He has been in the league 2 years. The Green Bay Packers, since they drafted him, including playoffs, have played 37 games. He's played 36 of them. And he's had a ton of not devastating but meaningful injuries that he's played through. And I believe him when he says that had they won in Philly last year in the playoff game, he would have braced up his shoulder and played the following week. So you can say what you want, say this is stupid, say this is risky, go ahead. But let's not question Jayden Reed's toughness here, because I think that would be wrong.
Who would be questioning Jayden
There's
Reed's
a few
toughness?
people. There's people. There's people.
There's people with – let me tell you something. There's people for everything, and there's people for windows, and then there's the gold standard for windows, and that is Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. For long-lasting comfort and reliability, trust Pella. Each piece specifically constructed for your home, designed with innovation, and rigorously tested. I'd like to be part of that testing process. How fun would that be? Rigorously tested for quality and performance, and it is built to create long-term energy savings. No reason to wait, because if you order by August 31st, you get 0 interest for up to 60 months. That's 5 years. No interest payments, so don't miss out. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
A triumphant return to the show is coming up as we get ready for the opener of the Badgers football season. But he's not next, so you're going to have to stick around a little while longer. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for the great team at Everlight Solar. With Milwaukee making a push for baseball's postseason and the start of a new football season in Green Bay and Madison, there's a bunch of energy and excitement right now all around the state. Speaking of energy, this time of year could be a great time to discover a new way to power your home. Well, how would you like to start saving money while also helping save the planet? Well, all you have to do is make the switch with Everlight Solar. Our family is one of many who have made the switch to solar over the last several years. When we met with the team at Everlight Solar, they outlined the entire process and educated us on the benefits of making the switch. It was super simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more and schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
ESPN Madison is your home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball.
Underneath it, bump set, left side, powers it down. What a rally, and Wisconsin comes out on top.
From early season showdowns to a run for the national title, hear every match this season on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Blocked by Bucky.
Wisconsin Badgers volleyball on ESPN Madison is presented by Steinhoffels and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also brought to you by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse.
Milwaukee baseball was born in the Emerald City, but any ties to the Pacific Northwest were cut loose decades ago. Pella has an interesting history as well. Born in Pella, Iowa, but their century-long history of crafting quality windows and doors there continues to this day. Designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance, get long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Order by August 31st and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
For the first time, you can stream all of ESPN all in one place, and it has changed the game for me. All the best live sports, the most championship moments, studio shows, documentaries, and originals, too many to even name them all. Plus, all the great new features like watching 4 games at once with multi-view, your fantasy team updates live in-game. They thought of everything to make this the ultimate destination for fans. So you got to check it out. Sign up for the all-new ESPN app, like right now.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offer the Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesch Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, serviced, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
I'm not afraid of getting old, and I want less day from dying young. I see the light go past my shoulder, I want less day from dying young, and I'm not afraid of getting old. From dying young, and I see the lights go past my shoulder. I'm one less day from dying young. I'm one less day from dying young. All my life I have been
getting ready for the triumphant return of the Badgers outsider.
Oh yeah, baby!
He's coming up next.
So before we have him on, where do you think his head's at? Because I've been saying now for a stretch, it feels toe-dippy. Like right now I feel like we're a toe-dipping Badger society. You think he's toe-dipping or is he jumping in?
Are you just trying to make foot references?
Actually, I wasn't, but now that you say that, not bad.
I think he's, if I'm predicting, because this morning I watched a video put out by Wisconsin Football about the schedule.
Yep.
And they are embracing, they were using clips from talking heads talking about how they have the hardest schedule in college football.
We didn't make it.
Yeah.
I thought we would make it.
You know what Jocko said? You know what Jocko said? Absolutely.
That always makes me
That
laugh.
angler laugh is really underrated in that.
It is. It's even better than the Kay Adams laugh, in my opinion. Or better than the Mark Murphy laugh, in my opinion. Good work, Jesse. Yeah,
a lot of good laughing.
I think the Badgers outsider is nervous. I'm going to predict that this is difficult schedule. He's gonna put a positive spin on it because he wants to believe. But I think he's probably nervous and a realist and realizes the challenges that lie ahead. We'll find out when he joins us momentarily. Just briefly going back to Matt LaFleur before Tausch tells you about Prize Picks. He was asked not only who his starting left tackle is, which he said we'll see next week. The follow-up was, do you know? And he gave a smirky maybe.
Oh,
maybe.
Smirky LaFleur. I like that.
As opposed to smuggy. So I'm guessing he knows what he's doing. He also spoke about the idea of rotating guys. They have obviously shown a willingness to do that in the past.
Penchant, if you will.
But again, I think it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see if they actually do that, because you having played the position, you rotated with Marco when he was playing with like a cast on a big club, right? Am I remembering that correctly?
Come in and play tackle. I'd go play guard. Yep, quarters. We rotate each quarter.
Okay, so not series to series.
No, it was quarter to quarter, which I never fully understood how that played out, but I didn't. I was young and I didn't ask a ton of questions.
Fair. Series to series or quarter to quarter more difficult? I would think quarter to quarter because you're out for a longer period.
I never did series to series. I think you'd rather go quarter to quarter just because you kind of get into a little bit of a rhythm of what is going on, rather than you go 3 and out and the other guy goes in, you go score a touchdown, you start wondering, maybe it's just me.
Are you in a rhythm yet with Prize Picks, both with your predictions and the new
start.
tagline?
Hey, great start for old T, and you know what? We make decisions every day on Prize Picks. Being right and get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. And Prize Picks is simple to play. More or less, 2 to 6 player stat projections. Get your picks right, cash in. Prize Picks puts their users first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Getting to be, you got about a week for those season-long projections. Mahomes and Burrow and Love. I like the more on Love. I do. You guys can turn your sports opinions into real cash. Which players are going to go off? Who isn't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn those takes into cash all season long on Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching sports. Join millions of users and sign up today. Download the app. Use code WI, and you get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that is code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
I'm just catching up on the YouTube chat, and I want to thank you for deciding that I am now a foot guy. Dustin, hey, Wildy, how are Parsons' feet? Yeah, I haven't checked those. I don't have access to everyone's feet. I did not examine Jaden Reed's foot firsthand. I'm not a podiatrist or an orthopedist, but this is going to be fun. I look forward to all these foot fetish remarks for the rest of the day.
Look at the smile on your wife's face. I don't know if
what does Elmo have to do with feet?
I think there's. And don't tell me I don't want to get too deep into the woods here, because obviously things can. I think what Jesse's implying is
I'm a fetish guy.
You're a fetish guy, not foot, but more furry fetish is what I think he's implying. I can't say that for certain, but that's the vibe I'm getting from Jesse's photography. Yes?
If there was a Venn diagram, if one side was Elmo and the other side was feet, the middle would be Tickle.
The Badgers Outsider joins us next, so stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Something special's brewing in Milwaukee.
Fly ball to deep right. It is back. Out of here!
Madison's home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball. 100.5 ESPN.
You can't make it up.
Hey, it's John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. Come in and discover the high standards, classic traditions, honesty, integrity, and elegance when you walk through our doors. For over 90 years, customers have returned again and again to our warm boutique setting. Trust me, because I've been there for over 40 of them. Whether it's time to come back or your first time in, stop by Gutekuns Jewelers at 220 State Street today. Gutekuns Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Gutekuns.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
The biggest games.
Back-to-back state championships. Still going, lowers his shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown, Wanakee.
The most compelling stories.
Where are you going to be playing basketball next year?
I'm proud and excited to announce that I'll be going to the University of Charleston.
We are now joined by the Executive Director of the WIAA, Stephanie Hauser.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Steinhaffel's biggest Labor Day sale ever is happening now. Save 10% off store-wide or use Steinhaffel's 60-month 0% financing and get $50 instant cash back for every $4.99 you spend. Plus, buy a premium mattress and get free premier delivery on your entire order. And get amazing doorbusters like a Sealy mattress for only $1.99. Sofas starting at just $2.99. Shop Steinhaffel's Labor Day sale in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back September 9th.
Curio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Texas Rangers.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in September 9th at 7:05 on WISC TV in Madison, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Liberty Station American Tavern and Smokehouse isn't just a barbecue restaurant. Open daily for lunch and dinner, Liberty Station serves American comfort food with regional touches using many locally sourced ingredients. The bar at Liberty Station offers vintage cocktails created in a classic style, local craft beers, plus a wide array of wine options. And be sure to check out their sprawling patio with an indoor and outdoor porch area. Liberty Station, conveniently located just off the Beltline on Rimrock Road.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
There he goes, running across Barry Alvarez Field at Camp Randall Stadium in the red and white striped overalls and no shirt. Oh my God, he's in person and he's in a Badger red sports
Look
coat.
at him, a Badger.
Who is this guy?
All of a sudden, it feels like old boy's fully in the pool. With this, the way he's dressed on the video, he's got a button up, little polo with a beautiful red blazer, hair all slicked back. He ain't no toe dipper, Jason Wilde. He's cannonballing in this pool for this Badger season to start. Derek Blakesley, Badgers outsider. Is my assessment correct?
Your assessment is correct. The season kind of snuck up on me, but this is serious business. You know, this year is an existentially important year, and I feel like I'm excited to be on, but it's more like I felt like I had to be on. I feel like this is not like a normal radio hit. This is a Wilde and Tausch family meeting, and like it or not, I feel I'm part of the extended family. I might be the drunk uncle that doesn't get invited.
For sure.
Doesn't get
excited. No, you're definitely the drunk uncle.
I don't get invited to Thanksgiving.
There's no question.
I don't come to Thanksgiving.
You are the drunk uncle.
Yeah, I don't. Okay. But I still find out where everybody's parked, where all the cars are at the possible places we're having, and I show up and eat dinner anyway, and nobody's got the guts to kick me out. And I feel
who told them?
I feel like I'm kind of coming in hot that way, but I feel like the family needs to get together, and we need to talk about what this might be like. I looked at the schedule, and I was like, wow, I really need some support from the Minions, and I'm here, so very excited.
Minions?
Well, the people.
Minions.
Everyone.
He was rolling. Just let him be.
Yeah,
he didn't need
I've
that.
grown up a lot. I've grown up a lot. I'm a big star. I got fancy coats and all kinds of things.
Who
I'm
let
a new man.
you in? Did you get some sort of
that's
swipe
true.
card?
How'd you get up?
Let me tell you this, and I'm not kidding. This is behind the curtain. I'm standing down that lobby for 15 minutes today. 15 minutes. I talked to the security guy. I know all about his wife and kids. I'm sitting here. Well, I thought there'd be a police escort coming in for the outsider. People are excited. It's game day. Nothing. I'm standing down there sweating just having a hard time. It's 70 degrees. I got a heavy sport coat on. People walking by. I got flip flops, shorts. I got a sport coat. I look like an idiot down there. 15 minutes.
Well, we're happy to have you.
I'm happy to be here.
And now let's take a break, and we'll have more. No, I'm just kidding.
Moving along.
So I mentioned this to Tausch before you joined us. That sport coat is snappy, by the way.
It looks really good.
I'm not gonna lie, it feels real good.
Not as good as it would feel if the Badgers are able to take on this incredibly difficult schedule and have a successful season. So I mentioned this to Tausch. Wisconsin football put out a video basically leaning into the narrative of how difficult the schedule is. Playing clips of analysts talking about how it's the hardest schedule in college football. Where are you at on the schedule, since you mentioned it, and where are you at on your hopes and dreams for the 2025 Badgers, given what they're up against?
Yeah, so that's what we need to talk about. I had this terrible fear, like anxiety, that came into me the other night, and this is true. I'm laying there thinking to myself, like, what if it doesn't go well tonight? What if it doesn't go well tonight? We've got this murderer's row schedule that, and you throw Indiana on the road, which we never would have thought was a big deal, is kind of a big deal. They've obviously improved. We're facing NFL talent every week. So this game tonight is going to set the tone it's going to set the foundation for where we are going to be and what the expectations can be for the season. And the reality of it is, we know what we have coming back on defense. We've got 8 returning starters. We've done a good job buoying the defensive line. We got some D tackles that come in. We're going to be faster. So I feel good there. But offensively, especially on the line and stuff like that, I feel like the guys are going to be good. They're going to be okay. But I get nervous thinking about when you play NFL talent week in and week out, depth. And I started having nightmares about depth. I wonder if we've got enough guys. You look at the 2 deep, and a lot of guys I've never heard of before. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm an expert, but it makes me nervous. I want everything to go well. I think the work on the recruiting trail has been markedly better, and we're doing everything we can, trying to control the controllables. But, man, we're facing a lot of talent, and I'm hoping, because I don't know, that tonight goes really well, and especially offensively, we establish ourselves as a team that can pick up first downs on the ground when our 3-headed monster in the backfield is going to do some things.
So, Derek, is that the Because I think I was on Wisconsin's Morning News this morning, and they were asking, why should we be optimistic, is basically the question that the boys asked me. And my thought, there's a couple of things that I said, you mentioned it already. The defensive line is much bigger. We went from having 300-pound cats to having 9, maybe even 10. And offensively, Grimes has proven that they can run the football. Where he's been, they've been good. And that's why he's here. You just talked about it, whether it's a three-headed monster or whatever it's going to look like tonight. Is that what you're looking for? Is that you get that feeling when you walk out of the stadium or watching it on TV or listening to it? Is it going to be Wisconsin football, the physicality is back? Is that what you're, as the Badgers outsider, looking for?
Yeah, I'm looking for Dylan Jones to do some things tonight. I want to see him get some space. I think, you look at Yakimelli, he looks the part. And we know can get some tough yardage, in the trenches. But yeah, Dupree is going to be, I think, a short yardage and hopefully a touchdown guy. My concern offensively is, again, we're not going to have a quarterback that's all that mobile, but he can throw the ball. He threw for 2,800 yards last year. We've got a wide receiving core that I'm excited to see. There's a lot of unproven players that have been around a while, some with injury, others coming in. And obviously out of the slot, we want to see what Tretch can do. He's going to be the athlete that's going to be a playmaker. So, man, I like I said, the season snuck up on me a little bit, but there's hope. We definitely have talent. I think Grimes brings back a little bit of what we can effectively do. But, man, you know how it goes in some of these games. You go in with the group you've got, and all of a sudden, at the end of the first quarter, second quarter, a couple guys go down. Then who are you rolling back in? But the offense should be capable, especially on the right side of the offensive line. I think we can move people. Renfro comes back, and hopefully he's healthy. We need him to stay healthy. He's probably one of the more critical players on the offensive side of the ball to make things go, depth-wise. And so I want to see it work for these guys. We need momentum going in, and I think expectations need to be that we're going into these games and we're competitive. Because I can tell you right now, we're going to lose football games. But
so Derek,
we got to support the team.
I don't know if you were able to catch Tuesday's show, but I learned a lot. Because I've heard Jesse Nelson discuss Badger football on post-game shows. You've dealt with Jesse a lot when you were on a regular basis. And Jesse basically said, don't respond. Like, let's say tonight's a struggle, and Wisconsin struggles. His point is be rational and don't get over-emotional. Jesse, I don't want to misquote you. Is that not what you said on Tuesday?
I did say after hosting the Barry Alvarez show on Monday night on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, you hear a portion of that later today on ESPN Madison, you can't judge a team based on their week one performance. And more importantly, it's not fair to Fickle, the program, or anybody involved for every quarter, every play, every game this year to be an indictment on his future and the future of Badger football. Like, we need to take a step back and we need to let this thing play out a little bit over the course of 12 games. Let's try and see some growth from tonight where they might start slow again like they did against Buffalo or against Western Michigan the last 2 years. They might start slow, and it's got to evolve a little bit over time to get to the Grimes offense, to get a new quarterback in and ready to go and playing in this style. Like, we can't judge too much tonight. Tonight, we shouldn't be going to bed saying the program is doomed or the program is saved. Neither of those things will be
Derek,
true after.
Agree or disagree?
This is the therapy that I've come in looking for. This is what we need.
Okay, agree or disagree with Jesse?
I partially agree. And
Wilde, hey, Hedgie.
I'm trying not to hedge, but I would say to the top producer in all of sports radio that we don't have room.
Where's Alex Strofe?
We don't have room to grow. We're getting into it. We're going to have 2 games here where, Coach always says we get the biggest jump and improvement you'll see is from game 1 to game 2. I get that, but we don't have a lot of time in what we call the gimme games in order to make things look like they're going to work. Because you can't experiment. You can't do a lot of things. You can't try out combinations. You can't mess with the lineup when you're going up against Oregon, Ohio State, Michigan. I mean, it just keeps going on and on and on. Mm-hmm. So it's different time frame wise, and that's what I'm trying to set up. But I totally agree that I don't think us losing a football game or even having a bad game is the end of the world. We need to reset expectations. The sport has changed, much like the way Jason laid out that it would, 3 years ago when we talked about this a lot. We're in a tough transition period. But as fans, we got to support what's going on out there. It doesn't do us any good at this point because I always ask, well, if you don't like what's going on here or there, what would you change? Don't come to me with a problem without a solution. And I think the solution now
sounds like Tausch.
is for everybody to get on board and get behind some of the guys that are showing out. And where we have gaps, we're going to fill them, but it's not necessarily going to be. We have to be patient. But I don't agree with Jesse that we got to sit there. If it doesn't go well tonight and we're not winning the line of scrimmage, if our back end somehow would get abused. I mean, Miami of Ohio, just so everybody knows, is coming in with a brand new offense. They've got 9 or 10 guys that are new that haven't played together. They've won 20 games over the last 2 years, but that group is largely gone.
A good quarterback.
They've got a quarterback,
dynamic quarterback
that can throw it a little
yep.
bit, and so we're going to see the new speed on defense. Because when we get out there against the good teams now, especially the way they're able to bring talent in, if our back end is leaky, and it's too bad we don't have Four Queen back there, then it's gonna be a long night.
Okay. All right. Here's what we're going to do.
You want to talk about feet, Jason? Is that it? You seem impatient.
No, I don't want to talk about leaky back ends.
Leaky
either.
athlete's foot, maybe. Athlete's foot.
Here's what I'd like. Okay, I want you to take off your sport coat, cool down a little bit, towel off a little.
Yikes! There are women that watch this show, Jason. I don't need to be putting on that kind of show.
For those of you listening, he's not bare-chested underneath his red sport coat. He's got a dress shirt
sexy, don't you think?
Thankfully. So what
I reek of Jason. Just so you know, I reek of aftershave.
I was going to say Old Spice. Grab a towel. Dry off because you're perspiring. You're glistening over there. Tausch is going to tell us about Coors Light, and then we're going to talk some more with you about Badger football.
I'll go to the makeup chair. I'll go to the makeup chair and get a little bit of.
We don't
foundation.
have one of those.
What kind of operation? Of course, I should have known when I was left on the lobby again for 15 minutes. There wasn't exactly a makeup chair.
Well, whether you're waiting in the lobby to come up and do a great hit on Wilde and Tausch, you're tailgating before a big game, or enjoying your experience during the game, it needs to be Coors Light in your hand, brewed with that 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and cold packaged, because it is made to chill. Make sure those mountains are blue. That's when you know Coors Light is chilled to perfection. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, a Golden, Colorado.
More with the great Badgers Outsider, clamoring, by the way, on Twitter, on YouTube comments, how excited we are to have him back. They're more excited than us, but we're excited too. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Packers.
This is an enormous season
because we're on Wisconsin sports.
And it's not just for Jordan Love.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Pizza lovers, when the craving hits, hit back with Pizza Hut's $5 Crafted Flats pizzas. Mark Tauscher here, and new at Pizza Hut, 5 bold, hand-stretched personal pizza recipes. 3 cheese, pepperoni duo, the ultimate, and for a limited time, chicken bacon ranch, and Nashville hot chicken. All just $5 each all day. Perfect for lunch, dinner, or game day. Order your $5 handcrafted flats at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. It's showtime. What will we see when Wisconsin hits the field against Miami, Ohio? Barry Alvarez putting his wish list together for Week 1. More from Coach on the latest episode of The Barry Alvarez Show.
I'd like to see us establish a run. Then if we can do that, then I know we can throw the ball after that. I want to see a defense that's sound and then flies around and is physical. Be sound in what you're doing. I want to see guys that are excited about playing, and then I want to see people that'll whack you.
Wisconsin College Game Day gets the party started from 6 to 8 p.m., followed by a 2-hour post-game show immediately after the final play.
For long-lasting comfort and reliability, our craftsmen make it easy to trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 5 years at PellaWI.com.
People travel the world to collect Hard Rock shirts, and Hard Rock Casino Rockford is going to give the people what they want. Get in on the action at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, where all new Unity card signups receive an official Hard Rock shirt, plus free play to kickstart a winning streak. Whether you're spinning the slots or playing the tables, you'll be dressed for success. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's Hard Rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
All right, everybody, we have to talk about the new ESPN app. The most live sports, the best championship moments, and so much more. Monday Night Football, college football, NBA, WNBA, NHL, NWSL, college hoops, volleyball, softball, gymnastics, lacrosse. The list goes on and on. Plus, shows like SportsCenter with SVP, First Take with Stephen A., College Game Day, and the entire 30 for 30 library, which you know I love. It's all of ESPN, all in one place. So sign up now.
Grassland Butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family-owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
What's new at Zimbrick Chevrolet? A lot. A free car wash with every service, plus a brand new detail facility to keep your ride looking fresh all year long. Relax with coffee and snacks while you wait, and if you can't, grab one of their numerous service loaners, take the shuttle, or even get a lift on them. Plus, Zimbrick Chevrolet has the largest new Chevrolet inventory in southern Wisconsin, and you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
At Siding Unlimited, we're really excited for the fall season. Not only are we proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, we are also fired up for an exciting fall season cheering on football and volleyball. If that's not enough, we're really excited to share with you that Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's best window and door installation team. Siding Unlimited is a Pella Platinum Premier National Contractor of the Year award winner 5 times. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
I just love seeing how much joy the Badgers outsider and his return are bringing to our people. Is it enough that we're going to have him on every week? Probably not.
Can't have a family meeting every week. I get it.
Yeah.
Why would
it's
you
like
want
team? It's like play.
Go no. Tausch.
It's like players only meetings.
Yeah.
You have too many players only meetings. That means your team stinks and it's over.
Yeah, and this team doesn't stink. I think you guys could use a little shot of energy every once in a while. And yeah.
Well, we are minions.
And
from what I heard earlier.
I've grown up. I've changed. I'm a new man. I'm strictly. I stand on business. Is that what the kids say these days?
6'7". That's what the kids say these days. I still don't understand it. All right, so Derek, we've talked about the schedule. Let's move on. As you've prepared your vast knowledge of this football team, because you are so dedicated as the Badgers outsider, and you confess publicly in the process, I look at the too deep, there's a lot of names I don't know. How good of a feel do you even have for this team? Because this is the world we live in.
I don't.
And we're going to find out a lot tonight. We're going to keep finding stuff out, and hopefully we're going to get an idea of how good this team is capable of. But where are you at currently?
That's why it's great in a sense, because we have to watch. You know, these past seasons I might not have even paid attention much to this game. I'll be. This is appointment television. It's like the Brewers right now. We got to see, and we'll find out real early. If we're firing off the ball, I think it's a fascinating contrast of what Grind is going to bring back. You know, is there regret about what happened with Longo and about what I know about the team and what we have with the personnel? Yeah. But I thought we were going to get a shot offense, and what I got was dink and dunk. It would have required an All-American quarterback to orchestrate that. So we didn't even ever really get what we were shooting for. I hope what Grimes brings is an understanding that between Yakimelli, Dupree, and Jones, we've got talent. Tretch, we got talent. We got a quarterback. Let's just say he's better than serviceable. We know that. He's got a track record. I want to see how it all orchestrates and how it works. And particularly, everyone should watch this. We get into the third quarter of this football game, and you know we've had some success or not. we start getting 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7, and we're behind the 50. Can we drop back into a 5-step and throw legitimate pass routes? We have always struggled to pass block and to get a quarterback that can make the reads and not decide where he's going to go with the ball before it's snapped. If I see something like that, where I'm like, wow, we're playing a decent MAC team, and we can run an offense where 2nd and long, sometimes 3rd and long, the defense knows the pass is coming. One of two things I want to see. Is there somebody that can get open and create space? And can our quarterback have enough time to deliver the ball? Do we have the pass blocking on the backside? Akers moved to tight end, 250 pounds. Ashcraft is hurt. We brought a guy in, so the tight end help the left tackle a little bit to give the guy enough time to deliver the football. Those are the two things I'm looking for that I don't know the answer to, and that is intriguing enough that I'll be tuned in soup to nuts tonight.
And by the way, I think everybody kind of feels similarly from a standpoint, including the coaches. I think the coaches have ideas on what it's going to look like, but you heard Fickell, for anyone that listened to his press conference this week, he also is looking at it saying, yeah, we have ideas, but we got to see ourselves. So this isn't the 90s, as much as some of us love the 90s, where you knew, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're playing these teams. We are going to pound them into submission. There is more unknowns because college football, that's the landscape of where we're at. And with Wisconsin, you have 32 new football players on this team.
Wow.
And a lot of them are going to be put in big roles tonight and in the foreseeable future. So that's the intriguing part, and that's why I think there's a nervousness and a little bit of from a fan base standpoint of, let's see what it looks like. So, Derek, you just mentioned what you're hoping to see. Let's say tonight Wisconsin plays a good, not great game, wins by 14. Is it all going to matter of how it looks, or is it you're going to be disappointed that it wasn't more of a throttling? I guess I'm just trying to get an understanding of where the fan base is as far as what – I know the expectation game is not where it was when Luke first got here from the fan base. What do you need to see tonight in that regard?
If it's a 14-point win, I'm still going to have the anxiety. But I'll tell you this, and I'm serious. I'm serious as a heart attack on this. It's not anybody's job out there in the fan base or anywhere else to not get behind our athletic department and what our team's trying to do. Because we know what they're getting themselves into. It could go that way, but they will have the capacity to improve. And like you said, the number of kids that we have coming in that are new to the team, there's damage that can be done, especially when the alumni and former players start moving in the wrong direction. We aren't going to see enough success on the field this year for that, to me, anyway, to be okay. We need to look for the positive in some of the bright spots. We can deal with any changes or anything once the season's over. It's our job to look for individual good stories, look for the development and growth, look for good plays, look for games. Maybe we don't even win the football game, but we come out and compete really, really well. But if we win this game, we don't cover. We don't cover 17.5 against a team that's bringing in pretty much a new football team out of the MAC. I mean, I get nervous enough. You got to understand this. I'll tap my wife on the shoulder 2 a.m. in the morning. She'll turn over and she'll say things like, hey, you looking to make love? And I'm going to say, no,
yourself.
Honey. I'm just real worried. I'm just real worried if we're going to get to 5 wins on the season. Sometimes that doesn't go well for marriage, but that's just the reality of being a Badgers fan right now. We got to go along for the ride. We got to support the guys. Well, we're not happy. We got to have family meetings every once in a while. We got to come together. We got to keep it in-house. We got to keep it in-house. And out to the rest of the world, we got to project confidence because we need players coming in. And maybe, just maybe we outperform. Maybe things do go well. Maybe Jones runs roughshod all over the Big Ten. I hope that happens. I'm excited for the opportunity to see if that can happen starting tonight because we need good things to happen for this group. And we're playing, like I said, week in and week out. We're rolling in against NFL talent, and I think we got to go out and see what we can do. And the exciting part as a fan, instead of looking for championships, is going to be to see how we compare and contrast game to game moving forward.
Do you hear yourself? I'm not talking about the tapping your wife on the shoulder at 2 a.m.
No, he does.
Jason, definitely. I'm sure Paul is rolling over looking when he sees that beautiful bald spot and just reminds me of Seinfeld with Costanza.
No,
What the? Where are we, dude? What are we doing?
Costanza's got the baby oil on top of his
Oh,
forehead.
my
Everyone,
God.
there's men of a certain age out there. That
Nelly. All right.
or is it the feet? It could be feet, Jason. I don't know. I don't know what you're into in your private life.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead, Jason.
Thank you. The floor is finally mine.
Weird drunk uncle.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Proving our point to the nth degree. But it's
See you
great
at
to have
Thanksgiving.
Derek Blakesley, the Badgers outsider, back with us on Wilde and Tausch. All right. My point is that you've been our friend for a long time. The show's been around for a long time. I don't know how many years it was that you were a regular contributor to the program. I don't know what season that began. But once upon a time, the Badgers were playing in a Big Ten championship game with Alex Hornibrook at quarterback under Paul Christ, and we were thinking about national championship opportunities. And now the Badgers outsider wearing a red sport coat is on our airwaves.
Quick trip,
saying
Red.
We've got to look for good moments, even if we don't win the football game. In the immortal words of Vince Lombardi, what the hell's going on out here? This is where we're at? This is you, the bastion, the beacon of positivity and hope. Last name Roberson. Here you are. And this is what we're talking about? What are we talking about, man? We got to get behind the team. We got to be supportive. We got to look for the good plays.
You've got to be.
Who are you, and what have you done with the Badgers outsider?
Jason, get yourself under control. I mean, self-regulation is an important part of operating a good show. I'm sitting here in a sport coat. I'm a professional. I'm a businessman. I've come in here to. I'm taking a look. I'm trying to be, pragmatic in my approach. And Jason is just. Ever since he got outed as a foot fetish and a furry, things have gone sideways today for him.
Whoa, Nelly!
Here's the deal. You got to be where you are. I sat there. We talked about where college football was going, where the team was going. I remember Herm Edwards was declared himself the general manager at Arizona State, and I said, well, we're probably going to need a general manager here pretty soon. Everybody said, oh, no, that's not where it's going to go. We talked about recruiting and how important it was and who was coming in and what we were reaching out. Well, that'll take care of itself. They're doing it. Wasn't. It didn't work. And then we started to talk about money. And we don't have as much as some. And the sport kind of just changed. There was a huge paradigm shift. Now, I will say this. I agree, and I stand behind everything I say. We need to be supportive. As rules get put in place, like I believe they will, 2-year contracts and some other parameters that are going to bring this thing back into being a well-defined contest. The cream will start to rise. I think Wisconsin can be there. I think Fickell's a great football coach. I think they can recruit. I don't know anyone that can tell me anybody better to do it. The timing has been tough, and we made a mistake at offensive coordinator, and we're going to try to recover from that. My point is, what fun is it for us to watch games where we're going to be, 10-point, maybe worse underdogs, and sit there and be terribly disappointed if we don't come in the win column. We have to, if you're going to enjoy what you do with your free time and what you do with your friends and family, you got to have realistic expectations. A lot of the things that you talked about, Jason, came true of where the sport went. And so now we have to deal with those realities of where we are. And to do that and enjoy it, you have to take interest in some other things. It's a shift. I'm more professional. I've clearly grown up. And so now my opinions start to change. I'm a dynamic individual. I guess that's the way to answer the question. I really do. I want things to go well for these kids. I know how hard they work. I know we have talent on the team. I feel like the staff, I want it all to work for them and for, Tausch to be in the booth and be with Matt and keep that whole thing going. It's a great experience to listen to and watch. I can't come on here and say we're going to win the Big Ten. Can you say that, Jason? I mean, what does success for this team look like for you 30 years into it?
Above, the Badgers or
the Badgers?
Yeah. Above 500 and a trip to like the Bluebonnet Bowl or whatever today's equivalent is.
So you're looking at 6-7 wins.
6-7.
6-7 wins.
I don't know if I can find that in the schedule.
I don't know if I can either, but you asked me what success is. I'm not delusional. I'm not putting them in the playoff, but it would be a great story if, and again, this is the both downside and upside of this realm that we're in momentarily, hopefully, as you pointed out, not for much longer. I don't know. I don't know how good these guys are. There's a chance that a bunch of those names that you don't know on the two deep turn out to be way better than we expect, right?
Yeah,
and they do put things together, and they do win 7 games, and they do go to a bowl game, and it reverses everyone's thinking about where the program is. I don't expect that, but I'm not ruling it out. And if it happens, then we get a big bounce toward things going better for them in the future. I hope that's the case. That's best case scenario.
Yeah, so you're on the same train that I am. And because you don't know the players, Jason, because you're a very busy man, you're obviously covering the Packers beat, you got everything going on with the show and whatnot.
And my feet.
And
he's also covering high school football, too. He's done that.
That's a promotion.
Love preps. Yeah.
So, Jason, all that considered, are you more likely to watch a Badgers game not knowing the personnel and with the kind of the enigmatic nature of it, or are you more apt when we think we're going to be really good?
I would say this. I am definitely going to be watching tonight. I do the same. I have watched way more Badger football games in the last X number of years. How many years is this now for you? Home and road in the booth. 3 for you, Old T?
Yeah.
I have done a much better job syncing up my varsity app with my television to support my guy and listen to him and Matt Lepay for every game. I have watched way more Badger games than I normally did. When things were good, and my guy Paul Christ was the coach, I wasn't watching as many.
Yeah, so I think there's a draw to it. So that's what I'm trying to get behind. That's what I want people to get behind. Is it's interesting. It's just for a bit.
Yeah, it's not going to be interesting if they get run out of a couple of gyms, though, by really good teams.
So, Derek, Wilde, here's the deal. And Derek, I want to give you your final word.
Change the moniker,
Badgers
baby.
Outsider final word, because we don't know when you'll be back. Although, I'll tell you what, the clamoring on Twitter is very. I'm not surprised. You're a big star.
I'll tell you one thing. I spend 15 minutes down there in my flip-flops and my sweaty feet in the lobby, not getting let up, and I ain't going to be on here many more times.
Again with the feet.
That's understandable, and we all have to live with those decisions. But here's what I'll say.
All right.
I think the start to this season is as important of a start as we've seen in a long time.
Yes.
And to get off, and because you have new people and a lot of new faces, I think getting off to a good start and feeling really good about the direction where you're going, especially with that big game looming in a couple weeks, I think is really important, and it all starts tonight. So, Derek, give us your parting shot or your final word on what you're hoping for tonight.
We're going to win this game by 4 touchdowns, and let me tell you why.
Woo!
We are going to blow them off the ball early and often, and our defense is going to turn them over. We're going to turn them over. We're going to see short fields, and when we get in the red zone, if we get in the red zone and bowl people over and score points, Edwards comes in, scored 5 touchdowns himself last year. We got guys that can get it over the goal line. That's been a big struggle. If we can make that happen, and I think we will, we're going to run them out of the stadium tonight. And this, like Jason said, there are going to be dudes that have worked their tail off, are going to be better football players than we think, and we're going to come out and we're going to outperform. That's what's going to happen tonight. And the rest of the season, I don't know. But that's why it's interesting, and that's why I'm into it again this year, and I'm excited with everything else that's going on in sports world in Wisconsin. Bucky by 28 tonight.
Derek, it's been great to have you back.
Been great to be here. I love it. Thanks.
We'll see you. We'll see you when we see you.
See you. 2029's looking good for the return.
The top of the 10 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes, so stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Hi there. Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Feel the thrill, chase the excitement, and win big. With jackpot soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Wisconsin volleyball national champion Devin Robinson. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison. Happy game day. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. It is officially game day for the Wisconsin Badgers, kicking off the 2025 college football season at home tonight against the Miami, Ohio Redhawks. Kickoff time set for 8 o'clock. Might actually be a few minutes later than that based on TV. ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day gets the party started live on Regent Street starting at 6 o'clock, and you might even want to join a little earlier than that after the Brewers game this afternoon here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Of course, post-game reactions and analysis afterward with the post-game show. ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day right after the final whistle into the late night hours tonight on 100.5 ESPN and also streaming on the YouTube channel. A big day across the board here on ESPN Madison, and it all gets started with the Brewers in their fourth and final game of their four-game set with the Diamondbacks this afternoon. 1:10 first pitch at American Family Field. Pregame coverage starts at 12:35. Again, that's right here on 100.5 ESPN. Wilde and Tausch continues now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch gets a late start, but it was worth it with our friend Derek Blakesley. But I do want to get
Jason,
back.
are you at all surprised at the outpouring of support for our Badgers outsider? The fact that so many people have missed him? Or is that not surprising?
I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, he's fun. He does a nice job.
He's really fun. He's
Tim
a little
Buss, who we have at the Bus Boys. I know I just saw Brad and his wife Tyra went on over back to, I don't remember where they're at, but I haven't heard from the Busses in a while. They came back out because of the Badger Outsider. I think they listen a lot, but it's the first I've seen from Tim in a while.
That was a lot of qualifiers for no information at all.
What do you mean?
They went back, I don't remember their name, but they went to somewhere I don't remember, but they were tuned in.
Look,
Brad,
I would just say this. Derek Blakesley is an entertaining cat. Is he inappropriate at times?
Yes, he is.
He is.
No doubt. And very much so inappropriate.
Is he a little squirrely at times? He is.
Yes.
But he is a Badgers devotee. Like, he is all in. He's very, very well educated for a layman. Right? He doesn't actually work in the media other than joining our program. He's not out at practice like Colton Bartholomew is every day. But he's very smart and knowledgeable, and he's fun in addition to being inappropriate. So we love having him on. Every week is probably too much.
Sporadically.
Here and there.
I think we have to take kind of the Goldilocks approach. Too much, not enough, just right. But when he's here, you feel his presence, and it's really exciting. All right.
Bob is Bob.
Tausch is the radio color analyst for Badger football. You will get to hear him. Again, I highly recommend syncing up him and Lepay on the Varsity app with your TV. I do it for every game. I love it. Jesse, you are the one person that we haven't really heard from because, quite frankly, Derek takes up a lot of the oxygen. How do you feel going into tonight? And then we'll break and we'll get back onto the Packers.
Game days in Madison have an energy and an electricity when you're driving in that is unmatched. And I felt it a little bit this morning. I'll certainly feel it as we head down to Regent Street this afternoon as I get set to host the pregame show on ESPN Wisconsin from 6 to 8. So no matter what your outlook is for the season, no matter what you're anticipating, no matter how much skepticism or how low morale might be from a year ago, the start of a new season, a beautiful day like it is today, and the game day atmosphere, whether it's a Thursday night, a Monday night, or a Saturday afternoon, is unmatched. And that is what I'm most excited about tonight, is having game day back in downtown Madison and having an opportunity to showcase for a larger audience than would normally watch this game, because it is on Thursday night and it's not the featured game on ESPN, but it is one of only a few games that's on tonight, and college football fans will find it and will watch it. It's a chance for the program to make an early statement on a course correction, admitting mistake over the last couple of years, trying to go with an offense that didn't match what the program was best about. And if they can make that statement tonight, it could do wonders, like Derek said, for what the scope of the season will be.
Yeah. In Ted We Trust used to be a hashtag, along with Fire Capers. In Grimes We Trust. I think Jeff Grimes is going to, and Tausch, you've been the one at practice, not me. I think he is a much better fit for what Wisconsin football is supposed to be. And that gives me some hope that the offense will be better than it has been, trying to run something that, quite frankly, was a programmatic non-fit. All right, we're going to get back to the Packers. I do want to get to Micah Parsons. I see Bill Huber has a story confirming further what we have been talking about, is that the Packers' interest in Micah Parsons is authentic. Again, that doesn't mean that he's going to get traded, and it doesn't mean he's going to get traded to the Packers. But again, I thought it was interesting how Goody answered the questions yesterday. We will get to that coming up after I tell you that if a better sleep has been hard to come by, clearly it's been an issue for Derek too much information. You're not alone. And the right mattress can make all the difference. That's why Helix Sleep and Steinhafels have teamed up to bring their award-winning mattresses to Steinhafels. Now you can try Helix in person, something you can't do just anywhere. Right now, Steinhafels is offering 20% off all Helix mattress orders just for our listeners. So head on over to steinhafels.com to learn more. Helix Sleep at Steinhafels. Better sleep starts now. We'll get back to the Packers, and we'll talk some Micah Parsons next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back September 9th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Texas Rangers.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in September 9th at 7:05 on WISC TV in Madison, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
For the first time, you can stream all of ESPN all in one place, and it has changed the game for me. All the best live sports, the most championship moments, studio shows, documentaries, and originals, too many to even name them all. Plus, all the great new features like watching 4 games at once with multi-view, your fantasy team updates live in-game. They thought of everything to make this the ultimate destination for fans. So you got to check it out. Sign up for the all-new ESPN app, like right now.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and lease a 2026 Honda HR-V LX all-wheel drive for as low as $249 per month. Or browse their vehicle selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda.
Steinhaffel's biggest Labor Day sale ever is happening now. Save 10% off store-wide or use Steinhaffel's 60-month 0% financing and get $50 instant cash back for every $4.99 you spend. Plus, buy a premium mattress and get free premier delivery on your entire order. And get amazing doorbusters like a Sealy mattress for only $199. Sofas starting at just $299. Shop Steinhaffel's Labor Day sale in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
Hi, it's Eric from Canopy Wealth Management. Our years of experience have prepared us to guide you through your life transitions. Our local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry for the benefit of our clients. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial future today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Brian Gutekunst spoke to reporters yesterday. There were a variety of questions. And then a couple of brave souls took different approaches.
Souls, S-O-L-E-S or S-O-U-L-S?
Yeah, foot joke. Yeah, there you go. Inquired about Micah Parsons. Here is one question asked by me in my typical style and one asked by someone else as a follow-up. Here's that exchange from yesterday.
Hey, Goody. I don't apologize for questions very often. I probably should, given how long some of them are.
No, I'm just kidding.
But you know, Waller's is good at his job. You know what your fans are talking about today. I'm curious. I'm not going to ask about anybody specific. I know better than that. But philosophically, you were in on Khalil Mack a few years ago, right? Mm-hmm. I'm curious, when it comes to really bold strokes, how do you view those? How do you view them as a risk? How do you view them as a reward? How do you kind of process ideas like that if you want to get involved in them or not?
I think you got to, first of all, it's your team and how certainly every decision affects your football team. Obviously, there's so many different factors in it. Who the player is, medical, certainly, cap wise. But yeah, I think you have to look at everything. Any opportunity to help your football team, you have to look at and discuss as a group. And we do that all the time. I mean, we do. It's almost daily. You know what I mean? I think what someone might consider a bold move Someone else might not. You know what I mean? Like we signed a practice squad guy today. I might consider that a bold move. You know what I mean? Somebody else might not. So, but I think every opportunity that's out there to help your football team, we've always taken a look at. Try to see how it affects us right now. How does it affect us in the future? And make the best decision we can. Sometimes we've been right. Sometimes we've been wrong. Sometimes we've taken risks that really worked out for us. Sometimes it didn't. Sometimes we didn't take risks and we look back and we wish we would have. And sometimes, as Ted used to say, God helps those that can't help themselves a little bit sometimes. So sometimes the best deals you make are the ones you don't, and so you just kind of, I think you weigh everything and you weigh what is in the moment and what is in the future as well.
Brian, I'll ask it a little more directly. Would you, if a player like Micah Parsons were available and the price would be as high as that, was that something you would even entertain?
Yeah, first of all, I can't talk about any players on any other teams, but I think, again, every opportunity that's out there that if we think it could help the Packers, we're going to take a long look at. And, again, if that opportunity makes sense to us, then we'll do it. And if it doesn't, we won't.
Tausch, what'd you hear when you listened to that?
I heard a little tag team action from you and old Demo is what I heard.
Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, a little good cop. I'll do that. I didn't think, I'm actually intrigued to hear what you found super intriguing, because he did get into some of the thought processes. I mean, I love when he references Ted. I think it's awesome when he brings Ted into the equation, keeps Ted's memory, and I think that's great. But I mean, he was saying Chase Claypool. Thank God we didn't do that, right? I mean, that's what I heard in that. And so, as far as the Micah Parsons piece to this, there is not going to be any team. There are going to be 31 teams that will be like, yeah, he's going to make our team better. I don't care who you have out there. You bring him in. Then it comes back to what he went through, the cap cost. There are give and takes with all of this, and hopefully, you mentioned with Ted about God. That just kind of makes me think back to Reggie White and how Mike Holmgren called him and said, or Ron Wolf, whoever called him and said, God is telling you to come to Green Bay, along with $17 million, which at that point was a lot of money. So that's what I heard. But what did you hear that was so intriguing to you that you think it's different?
Yeah. So a couple things. First of all, and Alex Strofe said this to me when we did Weekly Wilde, and we recorded that earlier this morning.
Is that back to weekly now?
It is back to weekly now, yeah. Sometimes scheduling can be a challenge. He said that was a very un-Goody-like answer to my question, and I agree with him. It was expansive. He covered a lot of ground there, and I think if you listen to it closely, here's the first thought I had. The easiest way to diffuse this is to not answer that question that way. You can have the line in there about how we're going to check out everything, but the answer is, look, we feel really good about our guys. We're going to look into everything, but it's year 2 in Jeff Hafley's system. We've got some really good pass rushers, we believe. We've got a new defensive line coach. We love what DeMarcus Covington has done with those guys. We feel really good about our ability to affect opposing quarterbacks. And then that's it. Because he obviously knew what I was talking about. Secondly, and I think that this is why history matters, okay? And I'm not talking about Reggie White history. I'm talking about the Khalil Mack thing. It was the same scenario in 2018. You had a disgruntled, in his prime, pass rusher with the then Oakland Raiders.
That didn't want to pay market freight.
And they didn't want to pay him. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And so they're shopping him. Now, again, whether Jerry's willing to actually trade Micah Parsons, whether it's really going to come to that, we don't know. But this is such a obvious parallel. Now, remember, in the 2018 draft, Goody's first draft, he trades back with the Saints and acquires an additional first-round pick in 2019. So now, in the 2018 cutdown on September 1st, which is when this trade occurs, he's got 2 first-round picks in 2019 in his pocket. Now, he uses one on Rashawn Gary and one on Darnell Savage because he keeps them. But as sources at the time said, the Packers offered one of those picks plus additional picks. The Bears offered their 2019 first-rounder and their 2020 first-rounder and other picks. They got a second-round pick back from the Raiders and I think a fifth. I got to look. It's in my story from today. But the bottom line is that they were in on Khalil Mack, who got a $141 million contract from the Bears. Goody was willing to do that. He was willing to trade assets. He was willing to pay a big contract. So it's not like this is something he has never been willing to do. He didn't have to do it. It didn't end up happening, but he was willing to do it. So now, again, the amount of change in 7 years that we went from Khalil Mack at $141 million over, I think that was 5 years. So that was what, 27 million a year, something like that. That now we're talking about Micah Parsons and $45 million
27 million.
26, 7, yeah. That's a lot of money, but the cap has gone up a ton in 7 years as well. I'm just saying, I think we know, based on his answer and what he didn't say, that he's interested and willing. Mm-hmm. Now, whether that's going to happen or not, I don't know. But at first, this felt like fantasy land. It still feels very unlikely. But I don't know how you listen to Goody and think, okay, there's no way he's doing this. He's willing. Whether he'll be able to is another question entirely. But he could have shut this down. Rob wouldn't have needed to ask a follow-up question. Because he would have just flat out said, you got to... Because, look, he has said this before, too. He said it earlier this year in February about how you have to consider the cost of what you're giving up and the cost of paying the player. And the third piece is by trading away those assets to get that player and paying him is you're giving up... Because we talked about it on this show, because I know we talked about it at the scouting combine. You're also giving up those cheap contracts that go with those draft picks that you're trading away. So it's really a three-pronged decision to go get that guy. So he better be transformative. And when you've been to 4 Pro Bowls in your first 4 seasons, right? He's in the 5th-year option year. And he's been a first-team or second-team All-Pro 3 of his first 4 seasons. Micah Parsons is different, and he's 26 years old.
So I've said this from the jump because, off-season, every time someone came up, whether it was Trey Hendrickson or T.J. Watt, and I always have said that it's just not how Goody operates. It's not the way he's going to approach it where you're giving something up, paying somebody, and they're over 30. It has to be in that sweet spot. And I think your point on the Khalil Mack comparisons is very apropos. I think Micah Parsons is viewed as more of a game wrecker than he is.
I agree.
And the fact that it wasn't just, he's in the conversation. It came down to the Bears in Green Bay.
Yep.
By most reports. And they took the Bears because they thought the Bears would stink. And they'd get a better pick. I don't know, whatever. As far as this goes, I will have a hard time ever believing that Jerry Jones will ship Micah Parsons out to the Green Bay Packers with the history that these two franchises have. Mm-hmm. And the fact that, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Green Bay's head to Dallas this year.
Yeah, week 4.
I think they're
week 4. Yeah, week 4.
So I don't see it. And the fact that there will be many suitors that are looking to do the same thing that Green Bay is.
Yeah, trade him out of the conference if you're him.
There's just going to be a lot of other options, and it's going to be the same thing as the Bears thing. They're going to say, well, Green Bay is going to be pretty good. And you add Micah Parsons. Some are saying they're Super Bowl contenders. So I get all of it. I think it is interesting now. You kind of put it in that, you lay out that scenario, and that's why it does make sense, because Goody values players in their prime in a big way. And he has shown he's not afraid to pay who he views as top talent, Hall of Fame type talent, the big boy money. He's done it with his guys. And he's went out and paid Banks. He's paid McKinney. He is willing to pay for players that are in the elevator years of 24 to 29. He's going to do that if he believes he's going to get that production. And with Micah Parsons, there isn't anybody that is sitting here saying, obviously anybody can be injured, but there isn't anybody that said, you're going to pay him for 4 or 5 years. You're going to get your money out of it because he's going to be a player. Because he is a young man in his prime, going into his prime in a big-time position, and he's proven he's a big-time player. All of those things lead me to think, yes, Goody would be more than interested. But I don't know why Dallas would even sniff thinking about it when my hunch is they can get as good of a package from another team that isn't the Green Bay Packers. That would be my urinate in your Cheerios for everybody that thinks Micah Parsons is coming.
Mm-hmm. And it's very fair to do that. If they are going to go after him, though, he is going to cost a lot of money, which means it's going to require a very large withdrawal to pay that big signing bonus check from the official bank of the Packers, Associated Bank. Yes, that's right. They've been with the Packers since the Packers began, way back in 1919. But more importantly, they're with you as their customer, the best customer service in the industry with all the awards to prove it. Packers checking, Badgers checking, Brewers checking, early pay, credit monitoring, fraud protection, great customer service. What else could you want from a bank? Paula and I made the switch years ago, and we've never looked back, and you should make it as well. They make it easy. Go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. More Wilde and Tausch, more Packers. Jesse's got a pretty good line in the rundown. Not that you saw it. But the idea of bringing aboard Darien Canard, Mr. Dolly Parton, I talked to him for a little while yesterday. I'll tell you what he had to say, and we'll see what Goody had to say about acquiring him. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
The search for luxury begins at Audi Madison. Save $5,500 when you purchase or lease a new 2025 Audi Q7 55. National customer credit is good toward the purchase, finance, or lease of a new Audi, but is only available until September 2nd. Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
Milwaukee baseball was born in the Emerald City, but any ties to the Pacific Northwest were cut loose decades ago. Pella has an interesting history as well. Born in Pella, Iowa, but their century-long history of crafting quality windows and doors there continues to this day. Designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance, get long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Order by August 31st and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Packers fans, your next quick trip run could score you the ultimate win. Cruising into tailgate season in a brand new Chevy Silverado RST, or blazing the trails on a new Polaris Sportsman 570, or grilling like an MVP with your new Pit Boss Ultimate Liftoff Griddle. Whoa, every dollar you spend at Quick Trip with Quick Rewards earns you a point in the Packers fan zone. So come in and get winning. No purchase necessary. Full details at QuickTrip.com/sweepstakes.
Summer is here, and your taste buds deserve the best. Carbless is perfect for the pool, the lake, or hanging out by the fire. Full of flavor with 0 sugars, only 100 calories, and made with premium spirits. Don't just settle for something overly carbonated and those flavorless seltzers. Carbless has full flavor with every sip, not just a hint. So when you're ready to take a drink and ready to chill, Carbless is clean, crisp, and won't leave you feeling bloated. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com.
Get ready for the ultimate Saturday night at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Join us for the all-new Queen of Hearts drawing at 4, 6, 8, and 10 p.m.
This is your chance for royal glory. When your name is drawn, choose the right card and you could win a life-changing jackpot, up to $150,000. The longer the Queen stays hidden, the bigger the jackpot grows. Let's Hard Rock with the Queen of Hearts only at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Liberty Station American Tavern and Smokehouse isn't just a barbecue restaurant. Open daily for lunch and dinner, Liberty Station serves American comfort food with regional touches using many locally sourced ingredients. The bar at Liberty Station offers vintage cocktails created in a classic style, local craft beers, plus a wide array of wine options. And be sure to check out their sprawling patio with an indoor and outdoor porch area. Liberty Station, conveniently located just off the Beltline on Rimrock Road.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? For a limited time at TPC Wisconsin, enjoy full golf privileges and all club amenities without full dues. Pay just $150 per month through March to maintain your full golf membership with no golf dues until April 1st. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Schedule a tour or submit a membership inquiry at tpcwisconsin.com and start enjoying the private golf club experience you deserve. That's tpcwisconsin.com.
We're on the Badgers.
Team's in a good spot. Culture's in a really good spot.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
And now it's just about, hey, can you get back to that bowl game and hopefully get one or two of those marquee ones.
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
So I had a nice conversation with Darien Canard in the Packers locker room. Want to thank Elton Jenkins for vouching for me, which was nice that he got up there and said, or was sitting nearby and said that, Jason's a guy you can trust. So that was nice.
That's all he said?
He said, and watch out, he's got a foot fetish. Is that what I was supposed to say?
I wasn't sure if there were, Usually when you're vouching for someone, you add a little more.
Yeah, be careful. That. Yeah, no, it was a good exchange, but be that as it may. I did want to ask about a variety of things, including the Dolly Parton thing. I said, how does that end up in the Eagles media guide? And he said, the PR guy asked me, do you have any fun facts about yourself? And I thought that was a fun fact, he said. And then he said, I wish I wouldn't have told him that because it's followed me everywhere ever since. But it is true. I mean, she's technically a distant relative of his. His aunt is her cousin, whatever that is. More importantly, though, the conversation that I had and what I'm going to write about from our conversation is that he was on a team last year that had 4 guys that have been all pros at some point on the offensive line. Not exactly an easy lineup to crack, right? And so maybe he's a really good offensive lineman trapped behind even better offensive linemen. Possibly. Again, I don't know. But the fact that Goody gave up a 6th-round pick, even though it's in 2027, like he's an NBA GM, that means something. And as Jesse pointed out in our rundown, I assume the only reason Goody was willing to do that is that by acquiring Darien Canard with his 3 years in the NFL, 3 Super Bowl championship rings, he's going to win a Super Bowl again, and he'll be with the Green Bay Packers. Here's what Goody had to say when he was asked about acquiring Darien Canard.
I think obviously we went into this camp with, I thought, really good depth. And as we went through it, I think, when we lost Glove, for the year, that was a tough one for us because he was gonna play so many roles for us. John Williams had the back thing and he wasn't available, and then Monk got hurt there at the end. So I just felt we needed a little bit more depth, a guy who has some experience playing, a guy who could fit multiple spots, and it just kind of made a little bit of sense for us. And he's gotten tremendously better in his time in Philadelphia. They do a really good job there, and I really like the way he's progressing.
Fascinating that Travis Glover, who was the one who went in when Elton got hurt against the Eagles and had a really, really bad day, was going to have a very key role in their offensive line depth. I thought that was really interesting. Tausch, what's realistic to expect? I'm probably being a little Pollyanna-ish to suggest that, he's a really good player. He was just stuck behind even better players in Philly. But what's realistic to expect? Because if everybody stays healthy, the dude ain't going to play, just like he didn't play in Kansas City and didn't play in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I think you can make that argument that you're making, and the problem I have with that is if they feel like he's a really good player, they're not going to get rid of him.
Right.
Now, that doesn't mean there are systems that fit better for certain players. So hopefully in his case, he's going to come in here. He's going to be able to take a beat. There's not going to be a ton of pressure for him to jump into games as we sit here. So you want your guys to be trained. I think, what Butkus and Steno and the whole crew, they've done a really good job of developing and getting guys in. Last year when Glover went in and struggled, that doesn't mean you write his career off. He had a bad day. Everybody will have that. Now, it gets highlighted, and it's obviously because it's a playoff game, and then people have you bring in different people. But in this case, I think for him, growing and giving himself an opportunity, because we all know that there's a couple of guys in Sheed and in Sean Ryan that will – I don't know what Green Bay's plans are. I doubt highly they keep both. I'd be surprised in a big way if they did. So this is the case where you build. You get your opportunity. Take advantage of it, whenever that might be. And you're not going to be put into a really high-pressure situation because, if what you've reported or what you saw or however you reported that with Sheed being out there at left tackle, Jordan Morgan's going to bounce around a little bit. He will be first in any scenario. And then you start looking at who those next guys are, and hopefully he can get to the point where they trust him enough that he can dress on game days and then get opportunities as injuries do pile up.
The idea is for him to not have to play if there is an injury, and if they are going to start the season with Rasheed Walker at left tackle, then Jordan Morgan's the next guy in. And the question I have is, there's some good and some bad so far with Anthony Belton.
Oh, I thought you were wondering if Dolly's coming to any games. Now, what kind of security would she get if she decided to come? She's not getting the Taylor Swift treatment, right, if she comes to a Packer game?
I think it would be something below the Taylor Swift treatment, but still relatively high.
Okay.
Get me security.
It would be awesome. Who do they got? They got Goo Goo Dolls opening up at
Black Crows.
Who's opening?
Black Crows.
Counting Crows?
No, the Black
Crows.
Black Crows. I wouldn't mind if they another time during the season, if this works out, and let's say this young man starts playing a little bit, how fun would it be if Dolly puts on a show up at Titletown? I'd come up for that.
If they
for
said.
Sure.
If that happened, and
you
they
would,
said,
Jesse?
Why are you Dolly Parton's biggest publicist?
He's
You're
always
booking her gigs everywhere.
You should try her ice cream. She does have cake, by the way.
That's different. You know it. Come on.
She does have cake, though. I've seen it on the shelf. I believe Betty Crocker has the Dolly Parton cake. It's like a cartoon character of her on the box. If they came to you and said, "Old T,
yep.
Those headlines last year with the movies weren't very good, but we heard your singing the year before on the headlines, and you've got a great voice." The great, legendary Kenny Rogers has left us. We need someone to step in for Islands in the Stream. Dolly was wondering if you'd be willing to sing Kenny's part in a duet. Are you in or are you out?
I couldn't be more in. Sign me up.
I'd fight you for that job. That job I want. I'd probably lose, but I'd fight you.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know how good. I'm delusional about my singing voice. You guys are all well aware of that. But that would be phenomenal. That would be fun.
Jesse, you'd come too.
Oh, for sure. I just am amazed by the amount of Tausch is trying to book her across the greater Midwest at the Hard Rock Rockford and up in Titletown.
I ain't trying to book her anywhere else.
You want her in Detroit?
Try to book her at Hard Rock
her in
Casino Rockford.
Branson? Where else you want to go?
No, I never said anything about Branson. Don't be making stuff up.
All right, again, if you ever did go to the point of creating the Wilde and Tausch bingo card, some of the stuff we would have to put on there, in the unlikely event it would show up, Branson, Missouri was not on my bingo card today. What is on my bingo card today is trivia. Jesse, are we playing double trivia?
We're playing double trivia tomorrow.
Okay, good, because it's 10:56.
Yep, we're playing double trivia tomorrow. And you know why we're playing double trivia tomorrow? Because Old T's going to be up late tonight, and we need something that's going to be a good pick-me-up for him tomorrow. And maybe he just takes the segment off, and he gets he gets a little 7-minute snooze in, maybe. That's the plan for tomorrow.
All right, then what's today's category? What color do you want?
It's a spin on Wisconsin geography. It is not Wisconsin geography. It's U.S. geography. Okay. In honor of Miami, Ohio, being the opponent for the Wisconsin Badgers tonight. That's not the Miami you typically think of when you say Miami. True. So not that city. The other one is today's trivia category.
Okay. All right. Caller 10 right now. Caller 10, 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Caller 10 plays Wilde and Tausch trivia. Next, want to remind you the all-new ESPN app has the most live sports, the best championship moments, and so much more. Listen to this lineup. Monday Night Football, college football, NBA, WNBA, NHL, NWSL, college hoops, volleyball, softball, gymnastics, lacrosse, everything. I mean, the list goes on and on. Plus, shows like SportsCenter with SVP, First Take with Stephen A., College Game Day, and my favorite part of it, the entire 30 for 30 library. You know I love their documentaries more than anything else. It's all of ESPN, all in one place. So sign up now. We'll play trivia next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Pizza lovers, when the craving hits, hit back with Pizza Hut's $5 Crafted Flats pizzas. Mark Tauscher here, and new at Pizza Hut, 5 bold, hand-stretched personal pizza recipes. 3 cheese, pepperoni duo, the ultimate, and for a limited time, chicken bacon ranch, and Nashville hot chicken. All just $5 each all day. Perfect for lunch, dinner, or game day. Order your $5 handcrafted flats at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffel's Labor Day sale. Save 10% store-wide or get 60 months 0% financing plus $50 back for every $4.99 you spend. Only at Steinhoffel's. What will we see when Wisconsin hits the field against Miami, Ohio? Barry Alvarez putting his wish list together for Week 1. More from Coach on the latest episode of The Barry Alvarez Show.
I'd like to see us establish a run. Then if we can do that, then I know we can throw the ball after that. I want to see a defense is sound and then flies around and is physical. Be sound in what you're doing. I want to see guys that are excited about playing, and then I want to see people that'll whack you.
Wisconsin College Game Day gets the party started from 6 to 8 p.m., followed by a 2-hour post-game show immediately after the final play.
For long-lasting comfort and reliability, our craftsmen make it easy to trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 5 years at PellaWI.com.
Baseball is back. Brian Balaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. A delicious and perfect pairing for a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles. Ask for it at your local bar or liquor store. Surfside, an official partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
Grassland butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
Hey, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. Build a customized renter's policy with American Family Insurance so you can protect your tandem bike on the go. Thief! Oh, he is struggling with that two-seater. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some exclusions may apply. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family. They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
We're on the Badgers.
The schedule, as we all know, it's very challenging, daunting, however you want to describe it.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
He wants guys who want to jump at the opportunity to play against a schedule like that.
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Oh, what a great day this has been already. The Badgers outsider, foot jokes, and now a first-time contestant for Wilde and Tausch Trivia. Let's welcome in Greg in the beautiful city of Neenah, our twin cities, Neenah, Menasha.
Mad at Neenah.
Why are you mad at Neenah? Oh, because they beat your team.
Beat Muskego in week 1. Pretty controversial ending.
I noticed they're no longer ranked number 1 in the poll, Muskego.
Preseason polls, I tell ya.
Looked to me like maybe Bayport took their spot.
Don't know diddly into preseason.
Yep. Greg, good morning. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. How about you guys?
We're excited to have you as a first-time contestant. We're way behind schedule. We got Jesse's, the father that he never wanted to be to Jesse, Matt Lepay, scheduled to appear a little bit later, so we got to go. Sorry. Question number 1 is this. Salem is the capital city in Oregon, but the Salem home to the legendary Salem witch trials is located in which eastern state? Is it Massachusetts, New Hampshire, or Wisconsin?
Massachusetts.
Correctamundo. Well done. 1 for 1.
That's pretty good.
That was good. Good job, Jesse.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Nice change of pace. Question 2. Once the home arena of an NBA team and now the home of a unique Bass Pro Shops location. I didn't know this. Which of these U.S. cities shares its name with a major Egyptian city of the same name? Is it Cairo, Giza, or Memphis?
I'm going to go with Memphis.
Good choice. So wait, so they the Grizzlies originally played in the Pyramid, right?
Correct. So the Pyramid was an arena in Memphis, Tennessee, because it shares its name with Memphis, Egypt.
I understand, yeah.
The Pyramid is now a Bass Pro Shops.
That I did not know.
Yeah.
Now that's interesting.
Now, is Giza, are those steamed dumplings?
I took a pill in a Giza. No, that's not it either.
I mean, that's definitely not it. I don't know what the steamed dumplings are.
Show VCI was cool.
Gioza.
Maybe I pronounced it wrong. It's possible.
Did the boys end up, so with Welch getting on the practice squad, where does that leave Goody and LaFleur on their Iola Scandinavia?
It's a great question. I don't know. Not sure. I'll check in with them next time, and it'll be a long-winded question. All right, let's go 3 for 3 here, Greg. Question 3, what is the most common city name in the United States with 88 different cities and towns across the country bearing this name? Wow, this is good. This is also interesting.
I learned something today.
Yeah, learned something here. Absolutely.
Sarah Tauscher, by the way, chiming in on the private talk and text line. Goiza? Goiza is what you're thinking of?
Gyoza, like G-Y.
G-Y-O-Z-A. Yeah, look at you. Good work.
Not the same as Giza.
No. 88 different cities bear this name in the United States. Is it Washington, Springfield, or Franklin?
I gotta go with Washington.
The founder of our fair country.
What do you think, Tausch?
I would have said Franklin. Benny.
And then you would have been wrong. Sarah Franklin. Franklin Stubbs.
Franklin the Turtle.
Ben Franklin got after it a bunch, didn't he? You start reading about Ben Franklin, he got at it.
I don't know what you're referring to, and I'm not sure.
Kind of a dog. Yeah.
Oh, like Ben that? Franklin. You really mean like that?
Yeah.
Was he a foot
guy?
guy?
A little bit, yeah.
He was electrifying.
I didn't ask.
Greg.
A lot of people told him to go fly a kite.
You got all 3 right. You got 4 entries into Friday's drawing, and we appreciate you being a first-time contestant. Sorry to rush you off the air. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, keep whooping up on Muskego, Greg.
Yeah,
That's it.
Go Rockets!
See you, Greg.
All right, that is Wilde and Tausch trivia. We need to kick off the 11 o'clock hour so we can get to Jesse's dad on time. But Tausch needs to tell us about Kohler Services first.
I do, indeed. At Kohler Services, if you need a new bath or shower remodel, Kohler Services is the place to go. This month only, you get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. My new buddy, oh boy, old Chris from Oostburg, one of their many skilled installers. Some say he's the best. Other people are telling me he's not, that there's other people, but he is ranked highly, Chris from Oostburg. And you're going to get a great installer when you decide to do the work with Kohler Service. They'll demo your bath and shower, remove it and dispose it, and install your brand new dream shower. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. Again, that is KohlerServicesWI.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It's the summer sales event at Metro Ford Madison, and the deals are still heating up. Drive home in a 2024 Ford F-150, Bronco Sport, or Mach-E with 0% APR for 48 months, $20.83 per $1,000 finance. But wait, there's more! Get a 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on new vehicles and 90 days with no payments with approved credit. But hurry, these hot offers end September 2nd. Head to Metro Ford Madison today and visit MetroFordMadison.com.
Hey, this is former Badger Brad Norton.
It's a fake. Great call and great execution.
You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. Happy game day. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Celebrations Entertainment. Complete event services for weddings, corporate events, non-profit events, outdoor movies, casino nights, and much more. Go to celebrationsentertainment.com to get started today. Celebrations Entertainment will be on hand for ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day live from Regent Street as the party gets started tonight. Wisconsin, Miami, Ohio, 8 o'clock kickoff at Camp Randall Stadium, televised on the Big Ten Network. Pre-game coverage from 6 to 8 and even a little bit before that after the Brewers game on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day live from downtown Madison. And don't miss the post-game show. Immediate reactions and analysis into the late night hours tonight, right after the game on 100.5 ESPN, and, of course, live video streaming free on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. The Badgers are listed as 17.5-point favorites for tonight's game against Miami, Ohio, according to ESPN Bet. The big day starts with the Milwaukee Brewers hosting the Arizona Diamondbacks with the finale of their 4-game set at American Family Field. 1:10 first pitch. Pregame coverage on 100.5 ESPN starts at 12:35.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. We need to get to Matt Lepay. I don't ever want to keep him waiting unless, of course, I'm leaving lunch and getting into a limousine on the square. Tausch, I just real quickly so we can get to Matt. How much, you guys have been together for a long time now. Obviously, you were the third man in the booth for quite a while. Now we're going into season 3 of the two of you side by side as a dynamic duo. You don't have preseason games. You guys stand together at practice sometimes, etc. But does it take you guys a little while to get back in the rhythm, or is it just like riding a bike with the two of you?
I guess we'll find out tonight. I think there's always, that first game where there's not a ton of film to watch now, especially with all of the newness of it. But that's the beauty of Matt Lepay, and I'll say nice things about him before he comes on. He's just such a pro, and he does – not that I don't have that with Wilde and Tausch, where I have someone setting me up to be really successful and to have, to make me feel good. And I do. You guys are the best. Matt's a little bit better, but you guys are the best when it comes to that. So Matt is just – I think he is the epitome of a pro, and that's why it makes doing that job so fun. And hopefully it sounds like it comes off pretty, not going to say easy, but he's such a seasoned pro that it does make the job a lot easier than probably it is.
It's all 100% true. All right. So we can get to that seasoned pro. Maybe you guys, if you do need a little extra bonding, maybe the two of you should road trip to Jones Dairy Farm, eat clean with some great meats.
Yes.
It'd be a beautiful thing.
We could do that, and we have a fun video that we talked about. We just did one with Matt. I did one with Eleanor, my wonderful daughter. We went down to Jones Dairy Farm and had a great day. We had a great lunch. We were able to check out the whole facility. And Jones Dairy Farm, family-owned and operated for not 5, not 6, or 7 generations in Fort Atkinson's since 1889. And you know what? Everybody wants to eat clean. Everybody wants to find that all-natural, eating good, all-natural sausage made from the original family recipe. It's available in pork and chicken and turkey. And that sausage, fresh meat and seasoning only, no fillers, no nitrates, no MSG, none of that stuff. Jones also makes naturally smoked ham and Canadian bacon, dry-aged bacon, Braunschweiger, and fully cooked meatballs. Head on down, check out Jones Dairy Farm. But we got a bunch of new fun videos that we're going to keep putting out about our time down there. A great Wisconsin company, again, for 7 generations.
Matt Lepay, the voice of the Badgers. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio. ESPN Madison is your home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball.
Underneath it, bump set, left side, powers it down. What a rally, and Wisconsin comes out on top.
From early season showdowns to a run for the national title, hear every match this season on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Blocked by Bucky.
Wisconsin Badgers volleyball on ESPN Madison is presented by Steinhoffels and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also brought to you by Love Madison and Smith Roofing.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott Garrett and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison. ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see the teams recognized for making a positive impact in the community. It's the Game Changers of the Month, presented by Zimbrick Honda.
Get ready to say goodbye to those bland seltzers at the ballpark. Carbless is proudly Wisconsin-born, crafted by real people. A husband and wife team who wanted better cocktails in a can. They're locally made and blissfully better. Carbless offers a bold, true cocktail flavor that's made for baseball fans. Available in fan-favorite flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, cranberry, and mango, bringing the craft cocktail bar to your seat. Refreshment that matches the energy of American Family Field is Carbless. Full of flavor, no sugar, and no carbs. Just game day bliss.
Is your roof underperforming? Saggy shingles, leaky spots? Sounds like someone needs a little Evandale roofing. They don't just patch things up, they go all the way. Tight, sealed, satisfied. It's the kind of roof that'll have your neighbors going,
now that's a roof.
Evandale Roofing. They get on top so you don't have to. Call now. Your house deserves it.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know it's not just a car, it also drives your children's dreams. So whether you're going to soccer practice, robotics club, or opening night in the school play, we help protect those dreams. Save up to 23% when you bundle auto and home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offer the Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Jesse, I really thought you'd have special music for your dad. A little surprise.
Yacht Rock. How is there not Yacht Rock?
I should have done.
Exactly.
I should have done
Christopher
Yacht
Cross.
Rock. You're right.
Sailing takes me away to the radio.
Or at least
booth
Dolly
with
Parton.
Mark Tauscher.
I think Matt's probably as big a Dolly fan as I am, I would think. I don't know that for certain. But
Well, let's find out together. Joining us now, it is the voice of the Badgers. Tausch is the color analyst of the Badgers, but this guy, is the voice of the Badgers. And he's got some nice egress windows that if anything happens, he can climb out of if he can kick all those footballs out of the way.
It's a nice glare, isn't it? Very good.
You look amazing.
How do you like the little sign I've got, though? You know, everybody should be fluent in silence. It's kind of my motto.
Ooh.
Have you seen the Yacht Rock documentary yet?
No.
Yeah, I want to have
Are
a good
you in
night
it?
tonight. I can't even talk. It was like last winter. Tausch, 2 years ago, Tausch had never heard of Yacht Rock.
You brought that up, and I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? And then I went down and had a wonderful time in Chicago with our good buddy Dan Kelly, and all he played was Yacht Rock. And I'm going to be honest with you, I thought it was the sailing away, like all that old, some of your old references. There's some good stuff. I've become more of a Yacht Rock fan in the last year than I ever imagined I would.
A lot of Steely Dan. That qualifies. Yeah.
What else is on? Well, all right. So as much as I would love to discuss Badger football with you, and we will, and I would love to talk about you and your sidekick in year 3 of it being just a dynamic duo. What constitutes, and I will watch the documentary at some point in between Law and Order episodes, but what constitutes Yacht Rock? Because I think Christopher Cross immediately, Steely Dan, what else? What else is on your playlist? Captain?
Well, yeah, Christopher Cross, that's a natural, and he's featured prominently in the documentary. Yeah, I think Michael McDonald, the various groups he was with, right? Did you hear
the
a little,
Seahawks
hear a little
coach?
Of that?
No, that one commercial that was played for 5 straight years.
Just Google it, Jason. Yacht Rock. You will have artists, and when you watch the documentary, you will be educated. You will understand that it's much more than you might think. It's
as big as the ocean.
Good. When you're on Tausch's yacht, during Labor Day weekend, you play that music. It takes the edge off. You look out at the sea or Lake Mendota, whatever.
And sail away.
And sail away. Absolutely. And Tausch will have a Coors Light in his hands, of course.
I like Enya's version of sail away. All right, Matt. Before I ask Tausch this question, then I'm going to step aside, much like Homer does when I'm on his program, the Homer Hour with Bulaga or with John Anderson. He just quits the show for that period. I asked Tausch what has he done to get ready for the opener. You guys don't have preseason games to work out the kinks. So what have you two done to get ready? Because as I have told you many times, I sync up my varsity app on my iPad with the TV in our living room when I watch the games so I can support my guys and listen to them on the call. What can I expect from you two? Are there going to be some flubs? Are there going to be some talking over each other? Have you got enough work together going into the opener that you feel like you'll have a clean performance?
Yes, no. Flubs, we'll talk over each other. We haven't had enough work, although we did share pizza at the Retro Pizza Hut in beautiful Platteville, Wisconsin, which was a lot of fun.
That was great.
No, you strive for perfection only with the hope of reaching excellence, as a famous coach in our beautiful state once said. And we're just striving to be the best C- duo that you could possibly be.
And I'll say this, Tucker Ashcraft not being available is going to help. I'll say that because that is I'm always like, God, I hope they don't throw it there. Touch. And when Matt does it, then I'm like, because we had that flub early on, that always, so I hope he gets back and is able to perform at some point this season. Matt, we've watched some practices, we've seen some things, and I think Luke this week, I thought put it really well in his press conference where I think everybody has thoughts, but there is a lot of unknowns about what we're going to see tonight. I guess, what are you looking for? What are kind of some of the unknowns that you hope we start finding answers to as this thing tips off. By the way, 8 o'clock tonight. Love the Thursday. 8 o'clock.
Good luck to you.
We're going to have to get
Matt.
some coffee up there.
Good luck to us tomorrow.
Probably 8:10 with the potential of the world famous 5-minute slide. So it might be quarter after before we get underway. 8:10 at the earliest. Well, in honor of you being a Hall of Fame offensive lineman, and we know that with what they want to try to do offensively is get back to what made Wisconsin football. And they've had some guys banged up. They got a couple of newer faces in the offensive line, but you want to see. Are they going to be able to create space for Dylan Jones, for Darien Dupree, Cade Yakimelli? Will this group be able to protect the quarterback in Billy Edwards? Because I think, Tausch, you and I have seen enough from spring and in training camp. This guy can make the throws. So if you give him the opportunity to do that, that's just start to reestablish the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. That just we haven't seen that. And defensively last year, they got pushed around, especially late in the year. They're bigger. They believe they're deeper. We'll find out together beginning tonight, not final answer, but we'll start to get an idea. Are they better? Can they hold up against the run the way they couldn't a year ago?
I don't think there's going to be any, from my perspective, and you saw this in spring, and you really saw it, the depth on that defensive line it's going to be a lot better than what it was last year. Now, are we going to see the tackles for loss and the lost yardage plays that we didn't see last year? Those are those question marks that I think Luke and everybody, everybody that's watching, and it would be good to see that progress show itself a little bit tonight as this, daunting schedule gets going. And what did you make of I'm sure you saw the social media post by Wisconsin's football program with the schedule. And I love the fact that we're not sitting there and saying, it's not a big deal. You're embracing the fact that this is going to be a big, as they put it in there, obstacle. But is it about as important? And I've said this when that Badger Outsider joined us earlier. Normally when you play the softer underbelly games early in a season, not a big deal. I really think getting off to a fast start and gaining that confidence, especially with what's looming in a couple weeks, is really important for this team. Would you agree?
Yeah, I've said the same. I've said the same thing, Tausch. You played it, you lived it. The way you play in game one may not have much effect what happens game 6, game 7. But I just think this program right now needs to make as strong a first impression as possible. I think to get the fans, which we know they're skeptical. They're like, show me something. If this team can show them something here tonight, make some big plays on offense, get stops on defense, create turnovers. You mentioned get to the quarterback, get the ball carrier down behind the line of scrimmage. It's not a final verdict, but I think it would be really important tonight if this team is able to do that. It's just, they say about first impressions, sometimes it can be deceiving, but I think where this program has been the last few years, it would be pretty important to make a really good first impression here tonight.
Some might say fans are fickle, but I wouldn't.
Good. Really good.
So
really
Matt,
good, Kay.
Thanks. Yeah. So Matt, my biggest struggle, and I saw Tanner Mordecai made it to the final cuts with the 49ers, but it's hard for me as a dare I say fan to really get into the season when I don't know much about the quarterback, right? I know the transfers every year. I know where they came from. Give people an idea of what to expect at the quarterback position, because that, to me, Evan Cohen, who we think the world of, always likes to say that
not as a quarterback we don't.
No.
There's 7 picks in one game for crying out loud.
Definitely not as a quarterback. But what he likes to say is that a lot of Badgers fans only know the quarterback and the head coach, right? Because they're interested in getting up in their red regalia and just enjoy the game. I don't necessarily agree, but Billy Edwards is someone that I have not, unlike Nate Hobbs, I have not broken down the film on him. So give us an idea of what to expect from Billy Edwards.
I think in a nutshell, he seems to be a perfect fit for what they want to do offensively now, the kind of style of play. He's got some experience. He has size. He's about 225, I think, 230 pounds, 6'3". I wouldn't call him a dynamic runner, but they have used him, they being Maryland, the Terrapins, they used him to run the ball in certain situations. He's strong enough to be able to get what they need. If it's a 3-yard, take 3 yards to get a first down or get into the end zone, he could do that. And he looks like he can make the throws. From what we've seen in the spring and what we've seen in training camp, he can hit the deep ball. He can do all the things. Jason, I understand what you're talking about with people, particularly now with the landscape, the portal, and I'm going to be calling Tausch and I'll be talking about guys, and if those who are listening would go, who? Who's Charles Perkins, Mason Riker, Jaden Ballard? But I also know this: if you're really good, they'll get to know you in a hurry. We didn't know a whole lot about Russell Wilson 14 years ago. Dude's 36 years old. He has spent one half of 1 year of his life in Madison, but he was really good that year. So Russell, what a great guy. More current events, John Tonje of the basketball team. This was school number 3 for him. Didn't know a ton about him, scored 19 and a half points a game, and I had more fans go, what a great guy, that John Tonje. And he is, but he was really good. Badger for life, as he said. So I think I understand it. Tausch and I go through this. I mean, we're watching these guys like, who's 92? Who's number 22? But if you're really good, and it's not just a Wisconsin thing, it's anywhere in the country, fans will embrace you. You put out a product that is worth watching, and fans will start to come back into Camp Randall at the numbers that they did in the heyday, when everybody knew who the right tackle was for the Badgers in 1999. Everybody knew, Jason. Wasn't just
Aaron Gibson.
Wasn't just Brooke.
That's a good one.
Not in 1999.
Jason.
They knew more than Brooks Clausen.
Yeah, I know.
That's true. 99. That is true.
All right. So
Trying to help you out,
I appreciate you.
Before we let you go, because you need to get ready, get the pipes warmed up and everything else. And Lord knows, usually the son you never wanted decides to chime in here. I'm not going to allow that. Instead,
what?
Yeah, sorry. We're gonna fire up the video. Hey, I didn't realize we had the Foursquare going now. I love it.
Oh, Foursquare. What is this?
Can I say something real quick?
Of course.
Jesse is on double secret probation for attending Sunday's Brewers game and not getting brand recognition to match the moment. He's on double secret probation. I don't want to go into that any more than you probably already have this week.
That one hurts.
Pile on. Yep.
That one hurts. That's
I'm just saying. But anyway, go ahead. Proceed.
You've never been more disappointed in the son you never had.
Yeah, exactly.
So you were there at the Retro Pizza Hut.
Yes.
Now, Jesse has a clip from that blessed event with the 75-cent breadsticks and whatever else you guys had going on. Tausch reading books to the Badger players because he loves the book group. Jesse, you have some video to play for us. And then I'm told that the rest of the video, if you want to watch it in its entirety, are on our social media channels. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes. This is just a small snippet, a tiny morsel of the whole pizza, one slice, you could say, from the video that we've posted on our social platforms.
Here we are at the Retro Pizza Hut. Alongside him, I'm me. Tausch, what do we look? We got pizza everywhere. What are you looking for?
There's pizza and there's wings, and I think we probably, from a standpoint of bringing out our best, this is the crew I think that you want when you want to put your best out and try to get a win down here in Platteville. This is the crew you want to have.
And you cannot be passive. You have to be in attack mode. You got to fire off the line of scrimmage.
Oh my God. I'm so glad I had not seen that previously because that is amazing. The afros, you guys, forget yacht rock, man. That is some super 70s action right there. Matt?
And we got a lot of compliments. The other patrons there say, hey, you guys look really good.
Yeah, I heard there might have been some that were more smitten with you guys than others.
Well, yeah, there was some relatively young lady who said that I look, pretty hot for someone of my age. So that was
hot.
It was really kind of a magical moment for me. I've been called many things. Hot is not one of them. I don't know how many beverages she had at the time. It was the middle of the day. But look at that. I mean, that's. And by the way, I do want to, I want to shout out your group. Look at that. I mean, how can you not love that? Because
the glisten in his eye when that young lady came and said he's hot was worth the whole day down there.
Well, and Tausch's shoulders slumping. It was like, what about me? How do I look? And he didn't add that.
Yeah, no, I didn't get any of that. Not even a glance from her.
Shout out
Matt,
Platteville.
You are called a lot of things, including the GOAT and the voice of the Badgers, and we appreciate not only your friendship but your insight and the fact that you are part of our support group that has to deal with Tausch on a regular basis. That's not always easy, but he is one of the best in the business as well. We appreciate you. Have a great time tonight. Call it like you see it, like you always do. And we can't wait to hear plenty of touchdown Wisconsins from you.
Appreciate it. As I said, Tausch and I will screw up, but we will have fun. That we guarantee. So let's see what happens and see if we can both stay up. See if we can stay awake until 11:30.
Past your bedtimes. All right. Well, that is the hot voice of Badger football and Badger basketball. Matt Lepay on Wilde and Tausch. All right, the Packers have finished their scrimmagey practice a little bit early, so I am going to bolt and head over to Lambeau Field. I will be wearing my Pickler sweatshirt. I want to see if I get some compliments on that from your guy Tucker Kraft. So I'm going to head over there. Jesse and Tausch will take you home with Whoa Nelly. That is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
When it comes to your career, most companies want you to be interested in them. At Northwestern Mutual, their mutual interest is you. That's why they listen to your career goals, plan the steps to get there, and work side by side all along the way. To learn more about career opportunities, search for Northwestern Mutual Southern Wisconsin online or call 608-836-3080. That's 608-836-3080. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee baseball was born in the Emerald City, but any ties to the Pacific Northwest were cut loose decades ago. Pella has an interesting history as well, born in Pella, Iowa, but their century-long history of crafting quality windows and doors there continues to this day. Designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance, get long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Order by August 31st and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
All right, everybody, we have to talk about the new ESPN app. The most live sports, the best championship moments, and so much more. Monday Night Football, college football, NBA, WNBA, NHL, NWSL, college hoops, volleyball, softball, gymnastics, lacrosse. The list goes on and on. Plus, shows like SportsCenter with SVP, First Take with Stephen A., College Game Day, and the entire 30 for 30 library, which you know I love. It's all of ESPN, all in one place. So sign up now.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Steinhoffel's biggest Labor Day sale ever is happening now. Save 10% off store-wide or use Steinhoffel's 60-month 0% financing and get $50 instant cash back for every $4.99 you spend. Plus, buy a premium mattress and get free premier delivery on your entire order. And get amazing doorbusters like a Sealy mattress for only $199. Sofas starting at just $299. Shop Steinhoffel's Labor Day sale in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
'Cause I'm a hazard to myself. Don't let me get me. No, I'm my own worst enemy. It's bad when you know yourself. So irritating.
Jesse and Tausch bringing you home on Wilde and Tausch. Jason heading over to player locker room availability at Lambeau Field following practice today. The Green Bay Packers start their season 10 days from now, Sunday, September 7th, against the Detroit Lions. The Wisconsin Badgers open their season tonight at home against Miami, Ohio. Special thanks again to my fake dad, Matt Lepay, who has disowned me for my beer choices on
he was disappointed
Sunday at the Brewers game.
Seeing him at practice this week, I think he was I don't want to say he felt like you really let him down. How did George feel like you let him down, or is that?
He hasn't said anything on it. Yeah, I think he knows I took a beating pretty good on social media and from all you guys.
He didn't want to continue to pile on.
Yeah, I think he played it the right way.
Yeah, I think that's nice of him.
That's how I felt there. Yeah. I do have something I want to bring up regarding the start of the college football season. We'll do that here in Wonelli.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Wonelli
on Wilde and Tausch.
So Tausch, college football owns Labor Day weekend.
Yep.
It starts tonight. There's always featured games. There's a doubleheader on ESPN tonight. Boise State, South Florida, Cincinnati, Nebraska in Kansas City. Kind of a weird spot to play that game, neutral site, but that's what they're doing. Of course, Wisconsin and Miami, Ohio. Minnesota always plays on the Thursday night leading into Labor Day weekend. I think they get Buffalo tonight. There's a bunch of games on tonight. Of course, more tomorrow. Huge slate Saturday, Sunday, and then even a Monday night game. Now, if the NFL, which you have prognosticated, goes to 18 games,
well, that's a done deal.
Would they take over Labor Day weekend, or would they push it back on the February end to go further into almost the end of February with the Super Bowl?
Well, I think if they add that 18th, I wouldn't be surprised if they added a second bye. That I know the players eventually are going to give in, and when they do that, whether they'll kind of mask that as player safety to add another week, I think they will grab Labor Day. And I think college football should look long and hard at trying to finish their season up by that early January and move back into the middle of August. I know it'll be hot, and I know you're asking some things, but the bottom line is, yes, I think the NFL will do that, and I think we saw it last week. I know people are still in summer, and there used to be a thing where you don't do anything before Labor Day. The NFL, matter of fact, moved everything because TV ratings and everything else was, hey, you can't do anything before Labor Day because people want to, get the rest of their summer out. And I agree. But the world has changed. This is no longer sit down and watch it on your telly. Now it's let's grab a phone. We got an iPad. We can watch on our watch. We got all these different ways of doing it. And college football is going to have to continue to stay one step ahead of the NFL. And I think starting it another week early, while it's going to irritate a lot of people, you maybe just shorten your training camp up and start this thing maybe last week and then do week 0 the week before. And I think that's the road that this is going to go down.
So you do think the NFL will take over Labor Day weekend with the expanded
yes, I do.
schedule?
But, Jesse, you see this, and I know they're big games. There's 3 big boy games this weekend minimum. Obviously Ohio State, Texas, I think LSU and Clemson.
It's a big one, yeah.
Help me out on the
South Carolina,
on the
Virginia Tech Sunday afternoon, Notre Dame, Miami Sunday night.
Who's the Monday nighter?
Bill Belichick, North Carolina, TCU.
So you're going to get great numbers on that, and I think what's going to happen is people are going to say, well, the people speak. And if the games are not rated highly and people aren't interested, then this won't happen. But they've had a lot of success doing it this way, and when you have success begat success. Remember that, Jesse. Success begat success. You're going to continue to do more of it until it's not, and that's what I would guess is what ends up happening.
Whoa, Nelly! Last question on that, as long as we're flushing it out now. Do we think the NFL would do all international games Labor Day weekend to start the season?
If you remember, and I am not one to toot my own horn. You know that.
No, not you. Never.
Early in this show, in 2016, I said the NFL is going to go to 17 and 18 games, and they need to do an international game of the and they do it on Labor Day weekend, where then you get a little around that time, and spread it out throughout the week so that you give everybody a little time, go play in all these sister cities and everything else. And I'm guessing when you start hearing teams getting marketing rights in certain countries, you start fleshing that out, figure out where are you most popular, and all of a sudden the Packers have a game of Dusseldorf. And the Vikings are in Helsinki. I don't know. You start looking at it from that way, and you find these different sister cities that feel like they are a part of your program. That's going to be the most successful way to grow the game internationally. I think that's what will end up happening.
Whoa, Nelly!
Frankfurt. I think Wisconsin's going to end up in Germany. That's what I think. The Packers will be a German team. That'd be my guess.
You've made that proclamation clear for a few years now, going back to when they were...
Zamost du Briefmarken?
And what does that mean when you translate that?
Do you love the Packers, and do you like collecting stars? One of those two. I don't know which one.
Apparently they like green and gold.
Our internet's been out at our house since 10 a.m. yesterday. Made it real.
It's not ideal.
Made it real tough last night. Beck and I were driving around. We had some stuff we were doing, so we weren't home too much. But we didn't realize how dependent we are on the internet until we didn't have it for that duration of time. How long do you, noted not big tech guy, think you could go without the internet at your home?
Oh boy. Does that mean I still have cable TV or not?
Our TV is directly tied with the internet, so we did not have TV available. So I would say no. No TV.
No TV, no internet, nothing.
Yep. You can make phone calls.
If I knew that.
You can call and text, but you can't go on and watch stuff on your phone.
Okay, so you can still call and text. Can you watch stuff you've downloaded?
No. That would
So it's like you're on an airplane.
You're trying to
You're
cheat
basically
the
telling me I'm on an airplane.
Yeah.
Right?
Like your house turns into an airplane.
Yeah, I don't want to go more than a day with it like that. A day.
I would have thought you would have picked.
We'll play Canyon.
Yeah.
We'll play Canyon.
Good
We'll
game.
maybe do some Monopoly. We got dirty clubs and/or euchre. Maybe I'll really push on the sheephead, the sheephead component. So that's probably where I would stand on that.
I would have really thought you were going to say like a few weeks or at least a week, just one day. That's not very impressive
Jesse,
at all for someone who's so anti-big tech.
We have this job. Like I legit, when we're on a vacation, we're out at Gunnison National Park. My hours on phone are almost nothing. And we do this, and you're watching. You got to be on the internet. You got to come up with ideas. You got to so you'd have to quit your job. And I'm not going to do that, at least not as we sit here.
That's it for Whoa Nelly. We'll get Tausch's final thoughts.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's all you got?
We're on time today. We had Lepay on. He went a little long. We're good.
You're blaming Matt for going long?
Rich Eisen show starts on Tuesday. This is a good test run to see if we can actually get out on time for a change. So we'll see if we can do that and ask Tausch's final thoughts on tonight's big game at Camp Randall Stadium to kick off the season next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with a refreshing offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. And this month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. My new friend Chris from Oostburg is one of their skilled installers who demos your existing bath or shower, removes it, and disposes it before installing your brand new dream shower. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. What will we see when Wisconsin hits the field against Miami, Ohio? Barry Alvarez putting his wish list together for Week 1. More from Coach on the latest episode of The Barry Alvarez Show.
I'd like to see us establish a run. Then if we can do that, I know we can throw the ball after that. I want to see a defense is sound and then flies around and is physical. Be sound in what you're doing. I want to see guys that are excited, and then I want to see people that'll whack you.
Wisconsin College Game Day gets the party started from 6 to 8 p.m., followed by a 2-hour post-game show immediately after the final play.
For long-lasting comfort and reliability, our craftsmen make it easy to trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 5 years at PellaWI.com.
The search for luxury begins at Audi Madison. Save $5,500 when you purchase or lease a new 2025 Audi Q7 55. National customer credit is good toward the purchase, finance, or lease of a new Audi, but is only available until September 2nd. Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
Packers fans, your next quick trip run could score you the ultimate win. Cruising into tailgate season in a brand new Chevy Silverado RST, or blazing the trails on a new Polaris Sportsman 570, or grilling like an MVP with your new Pit Boss Ultimate Liftoff Griddle. Whoa, every dollar you spend at Quick Trip with Quick Rewards earns you a point in the Packers fan zone. So come in and get winning. No purchase necessary. Full details at quicktrip.com/sweepstakes.
ESPN Madison is your home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball.
Underneath it, bump set, left side, powers it down. What a rally, and Wisconsin comes out on top.
From early season showdowns to a run for the national title, hear every match this season on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Blocked by Bucky.
Wisconsin Badgers volleyball on ESPN Madison is presented by Steinhoffels and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also brought to you by Northwestern Mutual of Southern Wisconsin.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon League slot games. With jackpots soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon League slot games. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Saturday on ESPN Radio.
Good, a two-over game for Raleigh.
Mariners at the Guardians. Coverage begins Saturday at 6:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Presented by Progressive Insurance.
We'll get a full breakdown of what Jason learns at player availability at Lambeau Field when he rejoins the show tomorrow. Wilde and Tausch, Jesse and Tausch. Big Badgers night at Camp Randall Stadium. Wisconsin, Miami, Ohio. 8 o'clock scheduled kickoff for Wisconsin and Miami University to kick off the 2025 college football season. Tausch, you'll call the game tonight on the Badgers Radio Network with Matt Lepay. Final thoughts on Wisconsin and Miami getting the 2025 season underway.
Excited to see this next era of Wisconsin football. There's going to be some notable changes. Obviously, you got a new quarterback. You have a new offensive coordinator. But it's just great that football is back. It's been too long. So I love the fact it's Thursday night. Do I wish it was 6 p.m.? Absolutely. But I love the fact that it's you're going to be a night game. Going to have a lot of fun festivities tonight, and I hope the team, as Matt said when he joined us, I just really think these games are really important to set the tone for this season, and I have really good high expectations for what tonight should look like.
A big day to get you set for it. Melvin Gordon is scheduled to appear on The Jump Around with Jim Rutledge and Pablo Iglesias, live streaming on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel at 12:30 this afternoon. Kyle Bruston Nortman, Jim, Matt, and Molly, and of course a very well-hosted ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day pregame show. Oh, I'm on that from 6 to... I'm hosting that show tonight with Adam Mertz and Brad
Jesse
Nortman.
Is?
Yeah, we're back on the pregame show from 6 to 8 tonight, live from Regent Street, counting you down to kickoff. Corey Sparks and Riley Yauk after the game, immediately after the final whistle, have the post-game show on ESPN Madison and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel as well. Full Badgers Day. We're excited for it, and we'll talk more about it tomorrow, and Tausch will have less sleep, and he'll be grumpy. We all know. Brace ourselves for tomorrow's show. Thanks for coming along. Thanks to Matt Lepay, the Badgers Outsider, and to Jason for coming along for the ride. As he always says, take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN